Hey, Spuddies, Potato Whiskey here, and welcome to Battlestar Galactica Scattered Hopes. I can't stop thinking about this game. Since I was sponsored to play it, it just like, it's been living in my mind, and I was not allowed to play it until I finished the run that I had going. So I had to finish that run. And that one was broken up into 3 videos, which I kind of regret. I wish I had done just one big video for a full run, which is what I'm hopefully going to try to do right now. So we have a bunch of meta progression currency to spend, and there's a whole like bunch of bonuses in here. And there's a few that I kind of have a strong opinion on. So one of them is Ares Touch. And basically what this will do is it'll give our civilian ships a lot of experience for being at risk in battles. And I think that's worth 300 XP. I don't know if it's worth 700 to double it or 300 fate. I do like the idea of getting higher rank materials and items from points of interest. So I think I'll put a single point into Poseidon favor. Whereas stuff being more higher rank in the shop is less interesting to me. I do think doing more damage with our Gunstar weapons is also super worth it. And while I do think the Apollo Premonition is really cool, which basically allows you to retry a mission, I think it's more interesting if we kind of play it like semi-Iron Man, where we learn from our mistakes and we just push forward. And to that end, I'm kind of interested in making sure that I start with extra materials, right? Starting with a little bit of extra Tilium, starting with extra supplies, getting extra rerolls. So I'm going to spend up to where everything costs about 200. So we have a bunch of extra supplies at the start of a mission, of a run rather. A Squadron Fate Restoration looks pretty powerful, so I will take that. Basically it means it's a get out of jail free card for one of our squadrons. And getting experience in squadrons that weren't in a battle is pretty useful, so we will pick that up. Now I've got about 800 points to spend. I think I would like an extra reroll. There's got to be situations where rerolls are useful. Then it's hard to know. I suppose I could take Hermes Touch, which is a small speed boost for my ships, which is really useful. And then I do think an extra reroll is powerful, but I do also think extra resources is very, very powerful. So we're actually starting off here with a really good setup, right? So I've picked my meta progression bonuses, and I'm kind of tempted to play the Wanderers again on Veteran. But do you actually get more? I don't know if you get more fate points on Veteran. Should we, like, is the difficulty, is it actually necessary for you to like get meta progression currency before you can really tackle Veteran? I don't know. On the other hand, we have unlocked the Convoy, which is a completely different gameplay style, right? They have a defense ship, they've got a bunch of stuff. I think we're gonna focus, look, I'm gonna go, there's easy mode too. I'm gonna play the Wanderers again, because it's a very balanced fleet, right? You've got your Callisto class Gunstar, you've got a mining ship and a botanical cruiser, so you get scrap and you get supplies. You've got 3 really decent common fighters, or wings, I guess. You've got the offensive flak and the nuke launcher, and then also repairing your ships is quite a bit cheaper. So I think this one is just like a really nice, well-balanced one. So we're gonna go ahead and jump in and play the Gunstar again. Now we're starting from Caprica, and we can go to Alcaba or Marfac Majoris. And in Alcaba, we've got a mineral-rich planet, an ice comet, and a refinery wreck. So we've got scrap, supplies, and Tilium. Now those are really, really useful, but getting an early survivor could be really good, as well, especially a civilian cargo wreck. This could be really useful for improving our long-term eco. Like this feels like this could be really useful too, but this feels like really, really awesome supplies to like up our long-term eco. Oh, hello. What's this? Okay, this is us activating the jump drive. I can't remember if they call them jumps in... I think they do, in Battlestar Galactica. The Sylons were created by man. They rebelled. They won. Okay, I think we saw this before. They evolved. They look and feel human. Their final goal? Extinction. Those who remain took to the stars in search of humanity's only hope, the Battlestar Galactica. So we're trying to find our way to join Adama's fleet. Outside the CIC, the world you knew is gone. Commander Adama's message is our ticket out of here. Yep. Glimmer of hope. I'm going to skip through these because we've read it before. I know we did with the Marines will hate this. Enemy friends, this is merely a point of view. I'm not pleased by this situation, but they are skilled, even if we fought against them. So let's see here. We can improve the power of the military and deteriorate our relationship with the underworld. I think it's good to have the military, although the underworld does provide a lot of really good supplies. Let's focus on the military. Now, the relationship deteriorated with the underworld, but it's not yet negative. So we've got 3 heroes at the moment. We've got a lot of data to kind of like assess here at the moment. So we've got Argo, who's my XO. We've got my CAG and my Chief Tech. Okay, we definitely want the Chief Tech to level up. We've got a hull breach that will trigger at 8 turns, and we've got minor damages that will trigger at 8 turns that will damage both of these. Requires hero actions or supplies. We definitely want to do the civilian cargo wreck, and well, ideally we want to do the stranded survivor with a hero action point so that we can get a guaranteed uncommon. We also want to have a look at the bar. The bar is crowded tonight. People came in droves to forget the apocalypse you just escaped. Discuss a special perk with your XO. This place is a gold mine. A group of civilians just came forward. They're willing to help, teach a new skill to Sergeant Garcia, or to join the crew directly. So Emilia Garcia can learn a hero trait. We could get a nuke and some scrap, or we could get a hero. I'm kind of tempted by the nuke and the scrap and then just try to get heroes. I'm going to take the additional resources. Thank you for the resources, my friends. Okay, so we've done the bar. We could do R&D. Right, so what I'm thinking is we should definitely get the extra hero. And I'll use Garcia so that he gets a little bit of experience from doing the mission. That will cost us a Tilium and a hero action point. But we get Leto Bryces, who's a safety expert, which is useful. We do have an opportunity here. The military are asking about the break room. They say it's overcrowded. They're looking for scrap to modernize it. This would increase their influence, or I can lower their friendship. I'm going to allow them to get more influence, try to keep them happy. So Bryces is a safety expert. So he's able to take on risky missions for us, which is fantastic. Let's clear some of these damages because we just don't want to have to... Well, should we use supplies actually? Using supplies saves hero actions for the crisis. I think we will use supplies for this. So we'll use supplies to clear the damages. Because we can always just pick up more supplies with a hero action if we want. We can either get 6 or we can spend a hero action for +2. I don't know if that's worth the Tilium, especially when we have a botanical cruiser. There is a question here of like, do we want to level these up? The earlier we level these up, the more supplies we'll get over the course of the game. What's more important to me, supplies or scrap? I mean, they're both really important. I don't think we run these supplies. I think we could get some free Tilium, quote unquote free, or we could start trying to level up our mining ship. Now, I'm pretty sure we will get experience on this because we have the Ares tactics or whatever. We'll put a couple of points into it and see how they do. We're needed urgently in the CIC, sir. Okay, so we've got our first emergency, new crisis. The R&D lab shows us some results about the weapons of the Gunstar. There's been an overheating issue for some time, but they're damaging our weapons. The schedule is leaving now. We need to increase the weapon cooldown to avoid important damage. So we can either bypass the crisis or tackle the crisis. So if we bypass the crisis, we get more expensive R&D. If we tackle the crisis, we get a little bit of weapon cooldown. I think we'll tackle the crisis. It's an opportunity to level up our heroes. So we got to resolve 2 wreckage or structure POIs. Well, this makes this way more valuable, so I will send you in to grab those supplies. That's one of the 2 that we need to solve. And we have a couple of hero action points left. Nothing really to spend them on, which is fine. I'm going to level this guy up one more time so that the 30 experience it gets from fighting will help. I would like to avoid this damage, so I'll spend a hero action on it, hopefully getting a little bit of experience. Beautiful. And I will put a bit of experience into the botanical cruiser as well. Now, is there anything I want to level up? I don't think we need to level up anything just yet. So we're going to chill. Let's check our hangar and assign our heroes to our weapons. Okay, so we put our XO on the offensive flak. He has defensive strategy. As long as he's assigned to a weapon, the Gunstar gains extra damage resistance, which is great. And we will check our squadrons. I think I'm going to assign my CAG here. And then I will make use of the Raptor. Oh, I can't actually put anyone on the Raptor at the moment. Okay, so we'll just make sure he's on the Viper. I could put him on the Raptor. You know what? I actually prefer him being on the Raptor because it's likely to get a lot of kills, which will allow us to... I don't know if experience translates there, but let's go ahead and start the battle. We can't select our civilian defense because we already have 2. We only have 2 ships. We do have a crisis objective in both. We can go to Nefact, which has a shipwreck, a civilian cargo wreck, and a drifting escape pod. Or we could get another ship over here. I think I like the idea of pushing sort of more economically and going for the cargo wrecks and the escape pods. Having a big civilian fleet could be a big upgrade here. So we've got a Typhon class frigate. It's a Type B Blitz. So enemy units are going to gain Berserker. Every 10 seconds, one of them will, which is 50% damage, but 30% damage taken. And then Tactical Jump allows them to move faster. So our enemies are going to be quick. Okay, let's go ahead and unpause. We've got 2 strikers coming in. They're the slow and untauntables. So let's move to intercept. We've got our 2 guys heading out here. Getting them a little bit of damage here. Come on, finish them off. Perfect. Get you over here for the striker. I'm going to move you slightly to the right in preparation for that missile. Strikers are untauntable, which is great. We've got a homing missile. I'll get the Viper on that. And then I'm going to get you in position to hit that heavy raider. And the second you shoot it, we're going to get the Viper to intercept as well. Here we go. So that we can minimize its damage. We've got a border. Okay, border is a high priority target. Get everyone on the border. Because it is a very scary unit. It causes a boarding crisis, which does damage over time, which is not good. So we do not want to deal with a border. Let's just damage the enemy capital ship a little bit. It's kind of fun, eh? I wonder if you could actually kill them. Let's get on our enemies. The Gunstar is in danger. We have a nuke on the way. Drop a little flak here. Don't let that nuke through. Perfect. The flak did its job. Go ahead and intercept. Hit that border. You hit this border. We do have homing missiles coming in. Beautiful. Yeah, take out that homing missile, please. Thank you. Looks like another nuke is on its way. Hit that striker. Although you'll want to probably kind of be ahead of the striker to intercept it properly. A little bit of micromanagement. Got a heavy raider coming in. Oh, hit that nuke. The second this guy shoots the heavy raider, we'll bring the fighter in. Beautiful. My Raptor is a little bit hurt. We are clearing. I think it's time to undeploy. We could probably beat more ships, but I don't know. Do we really want to focus on leveling up here? Or do we just want to get out of here? I think we just get out of here. Wait until the Raptor's deployed, and then we jump. Now these ships, this one has leveled up, which means it's now a level 2, so it's going to give us extra scrap. You're almost leveled up. Our Viper got a bit of experience. So I could give experience to Felix Rosu, who is my CAG. 15 experience on a hero is a big deal, so I'm going to go ahead and give that to him. Hero level ups can be really, really versatile. Fleet status is nominal. This isn't normal. We need to get away from the colonies. All known routes. Go quiet until you can reach the Battlestar Galactica. Need to get away from the toasters. Alright. We have no major emergencies or problems to hash out at the moment. Rosu is ready to level up. Ooh. That's a big deal. High velocity combat is basically kind of crazy, actually. Extra damage and speed. for spending time moving. I think I'm going to take that. High velocity combat, that makes him such an insanely good CAG. I'm probably going to reassign him now to the Viper, because this thing is going to spend a lot more time moving than the Raptor. All right, we've got 9 actions that we can take before the thing happens. We should probably clear the crisis if we can. So let's obtain a hero. I'm going to send my chief tech here to level up. We are low on Tilium, so that's something we'll need to be aware of. We need to have at least 1 before we leave. Okay, we found another hero, and we solved the delayed repairs crisis. We found enough spare parts to repair the cooling of the weapons. Excellent. The engineers are already hard at work. Good job. So that's going to get this guy a nice morale boost. So you're chief tech. We could assign you to a weapon. Ooh. Decaying shot is crazy good. Galvanized is so damn good too. All 3 of these are incredibly useful. And so this is actually a really difficult thing, but hero action points are very powerful. Getting an extra action point when you clear a crisis is like just such a good hero resource. Let's go to the bar. We could chat with the maintenance specialists, probably to improve our relationship with them. Gamble scrap. Having high quality friendship with the maintenance specialists could be really useful for us. I was hoping to improve our relationship with them. I'll take the extra bonuses. Okay, I kind of regret chatting to them now. I was hoping to improve our maintenance. So one big problem we have is that we have no Tilium, and it's really bad to have no Tilium. So I think I'm going to run 2 Tilium emergency refinings here. We do have an opportunity here. Let's see here. We can accept the workers' offer, which makes them more powerful. I think free supplies at the, making your faction stronger, I think is a worthy risk. It does come with potential downsides when you're forced to choose to upset a faction, but I think that's still worth it. I'll grab some Tilium. So now we have 2 Tilium, which is what I would consider to be like the minimum, the ideal minimum you want to go to a Dratus contact with. Civilian cargo wreck. Scrap would be useful. In theory, if we were able to upgrade our hangar with the R&D lab, being able to deploy a 3rd squadron is very powerful. Critical systems insulation does make repairing quite a bit more efficient. And there are a couple of these ships that are like on the verge of triggering damage events. So I think what I will do is I'm going to go for critical systems insulation, repair my Gunstar once, repair the mining ship once, and then I'll leave the Rainbow Cruiser. So we spent about 100 supplies on that, and I think that was worth it, just to get ourselves in a little bit of a safer position in terms of resources. I'm going to spend another turn doing Tilium mining so that we can trigger the crisis. All right, let's have a look. Some of our nukes are unusable. They can potentially go off before the next jump. We need to reset the time. Best idea is to use them in the fight against the next Sylons. When do we put them around the fleet? Create a minefield. I see a tactical advantage, but it's risky. We lose 2 nukes, but they appear in the next battle as unstable nukes. Or we use the nukes in the next fight. Let's do it. Let's use them as weapons. So, we're going to launch 2 nukes in a battle. That's very doable. All right, let's go ahead and get some more Tilium. And now I feel safe that I could do one of these. If I did 2 more Tilium refinings, I could hit both of these POIs with my hero points. So let's do it. Tilium refining. We have an opportunity. The workers' leaders are outspoken. They're requesting less insecurity surrounding their activities. Let's give them some slack. I'm gonna let my factions be powerful this run. I think it has some potential upsides, even if it is risky. Then let's go ahead and salvage the scrap. I will use this guy because he's about to level up. Fantastic. We brought our scrap reserves back up. Okay, so he's a safety expert. We could gain 10. You can sell things in shops? I didn't know that. I misunderstood shops. Oh no! Protector. Unit applies taunt every time it deals damage to a unit. Also gains 30% max hull as long as at least one civilian ship's hull points are lower than this. So having a taunt ship is potentially very useful. Extra max health is really good in conjunction with safety expert because it basically allows him to tank all of your negative events that can potentially hurt heroes. But we don't need the heal part of resilient, which is one of the big aspects of the value. Plus 1 health is not big a deal. 10% scrap from items sold in shops, that could long term have a really strong return on investment, but the ability to taunt could be really useful. It's also risky. Let's go for it. And then I'm going to go to the hangar. I'm tempted to R&D a third squadron. No, we'll just leave it there. All right, let's go for the civilian cargo wreck. We'll spend a hero action point and some Tilium. I would like my... Ooh, you have combat training. That's really, really useful. I want my XO to level up if I can. So we'll collect some supplies at the XO. We are then... Right, we've got our Dreda's contact, so we're pretty much ready. My fleet health is a little bit low, but I definitely want to assign to the Raptor the person with the combat training, and then on the Wolf, I'll put the Protector guy. Perfect. Our setup, don't think we can really improve our setup, so we're going to go ahead and jump in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright, Zindi. Do we want to try to go for another the elite battle, or do we want to go for the shop? There's 2 scrap hauls here. The extra Tilium would be big. We're going to go for another elite Sylon. I think we're going to go for the elite. Let's do it. Let's go risky. Alright, Hydro class frigate. Type C bombardier. Okay, Sylon missiles are harder to kill, which is a problem for us. We're going to have to deal with that. We do have a couple of asteroid fields that we can use to our advantage. Alright, they're already deploying raiders. Thankfully, raiders are relatively weak. I'll send the Viper up to these raiders. And the Raptor over here. The Viper should also be able to clear the Sniper in a single hit. Boom. Boom. This raider might get a shot off, which is not the end of the world. Go take out that Sniper. We've got 4 raiders over here. Good kill. 12 damage is not that big a deal. Get into range. Sniper was killed before it got a shot off. Let's use our speed boost from the kill. Hunter's Dash, very useful. Hit up that raider here. You grab him. Okay, tactically trying to just make sure we take them out one by one. Viper, get on the Sniper. You can get this kill. Beautiful. We're going to reposition you to hit the enemy Sniper. They will get a counterattack on you, which is fine. Go get that heavy raider as well. Oh, he's inside the asteroid field, which is not good. I'm going to drop a flak on these raiders here. And use the speed boost to hopefully get some more. I think you can tank him, it's fine. You do have good dodge. Make sure to fly around this. Okay, we've got some good snipers. But my Viper should be really good at doing that. Get inside this before shooting. Kill him, one shot, and you should be able to one-shot this guy as well. We've got some raiders coming in. Shouldn't be too hard for us to clear them. Beautiful. There's a heavy raider here. I'm going to get both my guys. Get inside here and then target him so that you can tank him. And then I'll get my Viper. My Viper can one-shot the snipers, which is why I sent him after this. This guy should be able to tank in the asteroid field. We'll bring the Viper back over. Huge. We've got some raiders coming. We'll get some clears off these guys. Yep, I think we're happy with that setup. Level ups available. We've got 30 seconds. I'm going to start pulling back slightly. We've got a heavy raider. I've got both my ships on this. Both ships on this one as well. We will take a tiny chunk of damage. That's okay. There's a lot of bad people coming. We are going to have to try to clear this. 10 seconds until we go. Maybe I can undeploy and use flak to buy time. I'll drop this flak here. In 3 seconds, we'll jump. Jump. We got out without taking unnecessary damage. We got a bunch of experience. A couple of ships have leveled up, which is fantastic. Getting a bunch of experience on the Andronicus would be really valuable. Like, thinking about this in terms of like action points in the next sector, that's worth 2 actions. So I think I will take that. That's, you know, pumping up our cruisers early is very powerful. So what's this? Did I forget to use my nukes? I did, didn't I? Woo! Well, we'll use them in this elite battle. Martinez has leveled up. Now, she has combat training, which is really powerful. Let's see here. Assign squadron primary weapon rebound +1 time to the nearest enemy target. Every time the bullets rebound, the damage is halved. Also minus 20%. Ooh, that is really powerful. Controlled power surge. Every time the assigned squadron activates an ability, it restores 20 hull points. That's also really powerful. Gaining just 25% more experience across my entire fleet is very, very good. One for all, so say we all. I think the rebound bullets is crazy damage potential. I think if we do the maths on this, the like, it's bad because you don't one-shot as many things, but the AoE is, you lose 20% damage, which means you're doing 80% damage. But then the potential rebound means you're doing another 40%. So it's like a 20% DPS increase against AoE. Oh, that's hard to justify, actually, unless we could get like a lot of extra bonus damage on a particular ship. Let's have a look at our ship upgrades here real quick before we commit to this. So the Viper can taunt people, gains evasion while moving. I do like the idea of evasion while moving. So we'll go for evasion while moving. I think that's a really useful ability. The Raptor, on the other hand, can fire a long-range stun missile, and it does not seem to have charges. Oh no, it has 2 charges, it seems. Or deflect a formation. Allies within a radius gain damage resistance. Now, here's the question. Does that count for civilian ships? Plus 10 damage to its cannons means that it will one-shot more enemies and potentially two-shot more enemies. But being able to deploy this guy to tank a bunch of damage is really damn good. So we'll go for deflect the formation. A 40% DPS reduction is quite strong, especially if it does apply to the civilian ship. So this is kind of like, we're learning how the game works. Let's go for the bouncing bullets. We'll try it out on Martinez. We do need to clear this before we go further, in my opinion. So let's get a guy on this. I'll just plug in, you know what, I want to plug in my EXO so he can get a level up. Okay, Sylon Among Us. We got the Sylon Among Us crisis, which is worrying. Okay, so we're going to have to do the investigations for a Sylon. I'm going to skip through this because I've seen it before. Now, Uriel, let's see, so emergency reloading. If the gun star is under 50% health, the weapon is faster cooldown. I think Instructor is useful to level up our civilian ships. These two I don't really see the need for because we are, I think the flak already slows, right? If we take a look at the flak, well, there's actually, I could click here. Like, I'm pretty sure flak already slows units, so do we really need him to double slow? I don't think so, and he's only assigned to flak right now, so I think the Instructor is the right way to go. In terms of security, we're going to start looking into the past of my people. Okay, so we're starting to figure out who the Sylon is. It would cost a lot of resources for us to investigate, so we are not going to go too hard on the Sylon in the meantime. We are going to try to obtain some Tillium. I'll use your hero point because if we clear a crisis, you could potentially get your hero point back. Okay, so we got our Tillium reserve filled back up. We do have an opportunity. The Underworld thinks you're a Sylon. Let's improve your relationship. Now, the Underworld relationship is tense, so we are going to have to try and figure out how to improve that. We could go to the bar. Maybe we can talk to the Underworld. We could play Pyramid with the Underworld. I think we will play Pyramid with the Underworld here. I think we will spend supplies to improve our relationship with the Underworld because we don't want to trigger any faction crisis. Now, it's a question of, do we want to try to get these nukes before we go fight this Sylon? I tell you what, we're going to get the nukes, and then we're going to try to fight the Sylons. Because having 6 nukes in the chamber, and we have to spend 2 anyway. From what I remember, I think my setup is fine. I could... You know what I'm going to do? I've just made a decision. I'm going to buy the extra CAG. The extra squadron dock. So we can deploy 3 squadrons for this elite battle. I think it will make a big difference and make this very doable. Alright, let's go. Okay, so we've got a stranded frigate. It appears to be disabled, only protected by turrets. A lot of defense for 1 ship. Got it. So we've got a sniper turret and a stranded frigate. We are going to nuke the hell out of this thing. Deals 100% damage against missiles, so that is concerning. Let's make sure we deploy our wolf. And we'll unpause time. The Gunstar is under attack. I'm aware of that. Let's get all 3 of our guys straight onto the sniper turret, because it's going to shoot nukes, which is annoying. There we go. It is dealt with. Spread out. I'm going to get the... Oh, you have the bouncing bullets, don't you? I'm going to fire a nuke off because we have to. I'll get you in range of the enemy capital ship as well. No, I need you over here on the strikers. Beautiful. Clear this. I've got my wolf on the enemy cap. We get a speed boost. Deploy the flak to stop this. Okay. Just need to get him below a certain amount of health. Yeah, we gotta clear some raiders. We will fire the nuke as soon as we can. But in the meantime, let's focus a little bit on clearing some of these bad guys out. I do like the bouncing bullets. It's very satisfying to watch the bullets bounce. I'm going to fire the nuke and pull you back. Beautiful. We just need to fire one more nuke. Loving it. Great progress. Getting so much experience. Who's the one that gets experience from shooting stuff? We might sit here and just farm XP for a while. It would be very useful. Need to fall back a little bit here. Do we want to nuke them? I think we farm a little bit of experience here. Just a smidge before we fire another nuke off. Yeah, I'd like to get the wolf a level up if I could. Alright, Wolf is leveled up. That's perfect. Let's fire off that nuke. I'm going to undeploy you and drop some flak here. Get out of that circle. Enemy defeated. Mission completed. Let's keep on chipping away. We could farm a little bit more experience, I think, before we undeploy. Okay, let's undeploy. And jump. So that was a successful mission. We defeated, and also we cleared the nuke crisis, which is great. Damaged nukes were successfully deployed. Let's call that a victory. So we avoided 1,000 damage on the Gunstar, which is huge. And we got a high intensity beam. Fires a beam that damages all enemy units under a 300 TU long, 15 TU wide beam. The beam is starting from the Gunstar, is directed towards the selected target. 200 damage. That could be pretty cool. Let's make use of it. We do have a new issue popping up. Sylon spotted in the sector. The raiders were dealt with. The fleet is safe. Looks like our pilots got through. Nice. Good job. So one of my ships should level up here. And it should be the Wolf. Let's level you up. Hold position looks really powerful, actually. The Wolf is more of a tanky unit. I do think hold position could be quite good. The ability to get plus 50 TU range is quite good. And the extra damage, it's basically like a steroid, like a don't move but do a lot of damage right now. So I think we'll pick that up. The ability to do that in a battle is really useful. The hero never loses any health when their squadron becomes wrecked. Each time the assigned squadron is wrecked, both the hero and the squadron gain 10 experience. That's kind of an interesting one. I'm tempted to re-roll here. I don't love these. Let's re-roll. The unit applies taunt every time it deals damage. Assigned squadron abilities gain duration. I think I'm just going to go for the extra hero XP from POIs. I think that's a pretty good one, fleet-wide. Oh, she got 2 level ups. Let's go ahead and re-roll. XP gained... Ooh. Peace of Mind and One for All is very strong. She would basically help power level my entire fleet. So... we have a huge amount of potential experience coming down the line. I am going to use E. Garcia to get us some more Tilium, because she is galvanized, so she can get extra points from clearing a crisis, and theoretically this crisis that comes, we could clear it. So Disrupted Hall is a new crisis. The Andronicus, which is one of our civilian ships, was stocking up on protein-rich wheat. Food containers. Containers are locked. Wheat is highly flammable. Force mobile without risking the entire supply. How can we help you? We need a key. Okay. So we have 3 FTLs to search for a key for these, which we will do. And I believe this is going to be like search POIs. Yeah, 2 structure POIs. We have 3 FTLs to deal with that. That's fine. Emilia Garcia is pretty happy. I don't think we need the heal. Ooh, prepared is really good. Especially with the ability to make sure that she always has hero actions through resolving crises. 35% cooldown on a Gunstar weapon if you have a point is a very powerful ability to have. So I will take that. There's a lot of potential in there. Let's take a look at our hangar. So what we're going to do is we're going to switch out the weapon. We're not going to be using our nukes, I believe. So I'm going to assign you to the high intensity beam. We're going to be deploying the high intensity beam in the next battle because it can potentially be very useful. I think we are ready to just burn through our time here. None of my civilian support cruisers need levels. If I were to... yeah, I don't think... because investing is... I guess I could, in theory, investing into the Rainbow Star is fine. Because it will actually make it tankier for the next battle. I'll use a hero action to clear this, mostly because I want the experience. I'll use it on my CAG guy. Beautiful. We found a body because of the Sylon. We have an opportunity. The 4-day mourning period is typical. I'm afraid we need healthcare to be as strong as possible, so I'm willing to let your morale dip. Sorry, Leto. What do we want to do? I don't think we need crop harvest, but it would be good for us to get some scrap because if there's a shop soon, that'd be super useful. Right, Dratus contact, enemies inbound. I think my setup is fine. Let's go ahead and start the battle. I wouldn't mind a couple of more civilian ships. I don't know if I want to go to a safe sector. I think I would rather go to a slightly more dangerous sector because it has more rewards. It would be nice to get nukes, but I think we have a guaranteed shop, I believe, at the boss sector. So I'm going to go to Gamma Elegia. Alright, we've got a Typhon class frigate, which is a Punisher. So they explode in a small area of effect when they die. And they are high speed. Right, that's concerning, so we need to make use of our range. Let's undeploy the nuke and deploy the high intensity beam. I don't think we have anything we really need to think about other than just go straight in. Let's get the Viper, the Raptor, and the Wolf out. I'm going to get the Raptor into a slightly backward position, because it does need a little bit of time to set up its guns. Alright, we're clearing. What is this? We've got a border, right? The border is going to be high priority in a moment. Beautiful. Let's reposition to the side. They have armed a nuke. Oh, that was the explosion. Oh, it does do allied damage, which is actually really good to note. Let's go get you to intercept that Sylon nuke. You head up for this striker, you head up for that striker. Then you go for the border with your bonus speed. I think the border is ready to detonate, which is annoying. So pull back and I'll let the Wolf deal with that. Beautiful. Alright, so who spawns with the explosion? That guy, so do not... Well, no choice but to tank that, sadly. Got to be a little bit more careful with our positioning. Okay, nukes are deployed. I am tempted to use the high intensity beam on the heavy raider. Oh, careful. You shoot the border, you go for this border. Uh-oh. Yeah, I need you to taunt that. No, don't get into range. Wasn't paying attention. My Viper's a little hurt here. I don't love it. Alright, so we've got a heavy raider and a regular raider. Let's use this beam just to get rid of him, because he had the explosion on him. Alright, we've got raider, border, border, raider. Yeah, unfortunately I have to be very careful with my Viper, because if whenever he attacks spawns, it's a real problem. Let's do hold position on you so you get the range. I'll get you to get this raider. You should be able to catch him. And then clearing the border shouldn't be too difficult. Beautiful. We do have a couple of Cylon nukes coming in, but we are in well position to intercept them. And we do have flak as well. So I'm honestly not worried. Let's undeploy. I think it's time that we got out of here, unless we want to farm experience. I think we just get out of here, man. It's a little risky. Let's jump. Okay, so the Nodachi, the Andronicus, and the Rainbow Star are all good. So we could gain supplies. The thing is, experience on Tamara Martinez just isn't very useful. And I don't need experience on the Andronicus. And I don't need supplies. None of these are very good, but I think of them, getting Martinez to the maximum level is probably the best one. Okay, so this is a Cylon boss sector, so we do need to be aware of that. Martinez is on the verge of leveling up. We absolutely need to do a structure POI if we can. Let's go ahead and handle leveling up our Viper. Plus 40 max hull is really good. 5 evasion isn't terrible, considering it already has a bit of evasion. Unit restores hull points equivalent to all damage dealt for the duration of the effect. Now this is really useful, because the Viper is the one that's been taking the most damage. So the question is, do we want to have more max health or the ability to restore health 3 times per battle? I think being able to restore health is very useful. Felix's streak is off the charts. He's killed so many Cylons. We want to give Felix a badge of honor. I think we'll call him Cannon. So Felix Russo is now in a good mood, which is beautiful. Let's take a look at the bar again. Material evidence, gamble supplies, discuss with Felix Russo, or listen to material evidence. That actually reminds me, I do have a security problem I need to deal with. Let's investigate here. Okay, so we know for a fact that this guy is clear and this guy is clear. These 3 are my current main suspects. We will keep investigating them. Revealing evidence in the bar could be a useful thing. I want to try to actually get some of my heroes to have get their morale up really high. 10 experience on my squadrons for 4 supplies is actually pretty damn good. Thank you, Felix. Now, let's hit up some of these POIs. We definitely want to do the structure POI. So I'll use Martinez because she's about to level up from that. We have another opportunity. Underworld. I think letting the Underworld become more powerful isn't the end of the world if we do it. And Martinez is now maximum level. Oh, none of these are good. I was hoping for something that would increase her damage with a ship. I'll go for basic trigonometry. A little bit of AoE can be useful in certain situations. She's max level now. Unfortunately, I was hoping for better traits from her. They're not the worst. They're fine. Now, we will have a guaranteed shop after this, if I remember correctly. Or at least that's how it was working in my last one. I don't know if that's actually how it works. I kind of want this crisis to trigger before I use too many of my hero points. So I may just burn time doing, like, just getting an extra fuel or some scrap. Let's see, I mean, my ships will level up. You've got a guaranteed 60 XP. I guess I'll get you to max rank by dropping 2 experience in you. What do we got here? We've got an unstable bomb. This is a Sylon. This guy's a safety expert, so we will use this. It means he will always guarantee 0 damage on this. And it'll also get him a level up, which is fantastic. We have a crisis. Breath of fresh air. So she's wearing a mask. Having issues with our air filtration systems across the fleet. Okay, so we can either take fleet health losses or get supply costs. I'm going to try to tackle the crisis. I think the crises offer opportunities. Reach level 2 in Gunstar upgrade hull reinforcements. Now, hull reinforcements is going to cost about 100 supplies. So, Garcia has galvanized. Actually, this guy leveled up too. Let's have a quick look at this. Getting fleet health every time he resolves a POI isn't bad. Not my favorite set of abilities, but I'll take Bard. That means I can use him to get some extra resources in an emergency. So I'm going to use Garcia's hero point because I can get it back by just upgrading. And so to that end, I'm going to go ahead and do a shipwreck with Garcia because she will get her hero action point back when we upgrade the Gunstar twice with the resulting scrap. So Gunstar hull reinforcements level 2. This will give us a pretty damn big health boost to both the Gunstar and our squadrons. And it will clear the crisis. Okay, air filtration is dealt with. We could get some supplies. I think letting the military become more powerful is fine. we can trigger some more good opportunities from them. We've got 3 hero action points. We may want Garcia to maintain hers, or we can use them for resources. It depends on... I guess we are going into a Sylon boss battle, so having her with the extra cooldown on her Gunstar weapon that she's assigned to would actually be really useful. Technically speaking, fleet health is the thing that we're struggling the most on, but Tillium is also extremely valuable. So I'm going to go ahead and get Tillium. Now it's a question of, do we want the scrap and the fleet health, or do we want just one? I think scrap has a lot of potential, and this guy's about to level up, so I'll use him on that. So Rasu, that will get him leveled up. Now he is CAG, let's see, Stealth Expert. The assigned squadron gets 20% damage and 50% speed, as long as the assigned squadron has stealth. Every time the allied unit is destroyed, the assigned unit's gained... Okay, that's useful. Gaining 30% max health for the rest of the battle. Stealth Expert could be really interesting because if we pick up a stealth ship, he becomes really powerful. And so on the off chance that we can get a stealth ship, I'm going to take the higher rarity ability, even though it doesn't really do anything for us right now. And I think I'm going to keep Garcia's action point. I'll level up the Rainbow Cruiser twice, because then it should hit max level after this battle. There's a pregnant dog on this ship. I can spend some supplies to improve Uriel Argo's morale. I think we will do that. Early in the game, I think it pays off to spend a lot of supplies, because we have a decent amount. So I want to preserve this hero action point. So I'll clear this negative effect. And I am going to then level up this botanical cruiser one more time. Well, no, it should actually reach max level. I'll put a point into scrap, because there might be 20. We might need just 20 scrap to like buy something when we get to a shop. If I remember correctly, everyone is assigned in the way that I want them to be assigned, so we're going to go ahead and jump into the battle. I could, in theory, get an upgrade. The critical systems would be good. Fleet health, fine. Extra evasion on our little ships is not terrible. It's quite a bit of effective HP. It's like 10% more effective HP with its current health, which is it's a pretty big deal. Lowering the critical effect threshold could be really useful. I'm going to play it risky. I'm going to play it a little bit risky and hold on to my scrap on the off chance that we get a shop, because we could maybe do something with a shop. All right, so Row Navior. Let's jump. Yeah, we've got a rebel trader and a mining rig. Crisis objective, that's really useful. Refinery wreck, grounded civilian ship, that's going to be useful too. We are quite light on civilian ships. We've only got the initial 2 that we started with. So this is the Polyphemus base star. We're fighting the clerk. Don't mistake your survival for anything other than luck. I will hunt down every last one of you. Okay. Look at you, hopeful, determined. So, the Polyphemus is a capital ship. There's almost no way we're going to be clearing it. He has the Polyphemus Eye. Acquire a target squadron, then launch a salvo of 5 consecutive exploding shots at its position on the battlefield. 50 damage per shot with a 15 TU. So we are going to need to be just aware of these positioning. Now, strikers are high health units. They do have focused, so they ignore taunt, which is useful. But let's get into position to try to clear them out. There is a Sylon nuke already inbound. I'm going to redeploy the Viper on the nuke while I get my other 2 ships into position to defend against these strikers. Make you go big range. We do have flak we can deploy, which is fine. Excellent. You have your big speed boost. You can get out here to the strikers. I'll probably use a high intensity beam to clear one of these. Then you can take that out. The wolf, I'm going to redeploy. You're going to stay where you are. We do have flak. I'll probably use flak on this group when they spawn. Wolf, you need to start moving. You're getting shot at. Go take out that sniper. Let's deploy flak. Oh, it's just a little bit out of our range. Okay, max range is there, so I'll let like a couple of seconds pass. Keep moving, don't stop. Do not stop moving. And we'll deploy the flak right there. Just keep running. Okay, you're now clear. You can come back in. We do have a Sylon nuke inbound. That's okay. Do not go into the flak zone. That's not your job. You are really good at clearing snipers, so get over there. Wolf is in position to hit the nuke. You go get those snipers. Good kill. Go get this sniper as well. My Viper is very good at that. There's a heavy raider spawning on top of this guy, which is concerning. I'm going to dart you to the left. And we'll maybe use the high intensity beam to kill this one over here. Beautiful. Concerning that you're the target. You are not that fast. Go fight the heavy raider. You get into position to fight those missiles. You need to stay moving. And you need to redeploy to hit those snipers. We've got a nuke inbound. That's okay. We're taking some damage. We'll live. Alright, we've got strikers, snipers, heavy raiders. I think I will use some damage here. The high intensity beam. I do want to avoid shooting my own guy with the high intensity beam. Alright, they have spawned. Fire. 2 kills with that. Well, 1 real kill. Alright, you're in position to hit that nuke. He's charged up on you. Heavy raiders spawning near the base. Let's go intercept. You're going to keep moving because you're being targeted. 4, 5 shots. You are now clear. Retreat, go get that nuke. Keep cleaning these nerds up. Shoot that nuke. Beautiful. We're down to this last 17 seconds, so I think we're going to start pulling back. I'm going to drop a flak over here. And you're going to hit a hold position. So you have that extra range. Let's undeploy. And undeploy. FTL is ready. We may take a little bit of damage. And jump. Alright, we are out. So we can gain fleet health. Rainbow Star could level up. We don't care about that. Getting extra experience on the Viper. Oh, it's 1 experience away from leveling if we do that. I think we will take it because it guarantees a level up in the next battle. That was a pretty clean boss fight. Will the Cylons wait for his here? The Exo seems lost and distant. Yeah, we gotta find that Sylon. Last time it turned out that my Exo was a Sylon. So we have, like, if we don't complete this, we're gonna lose supplies. So we need to resolve a structure POI. Let's take a look at the shop. Oh, you can sell things. Of course you can. So let's have a look here. We've got the Cobra. The Cobra has hold position and jamming bullet. This unit is an artillery unit. It applies slow and frail, which slows an enemy and makes them take more damage. That's a really interesting sniper artillery unit. We've got the Kestrel, which has evasive formation. For every ally unit within a 56 TU radius, it gains 10% evasion. That's really cool. Offensive coordination. All allied squadrons gain a damage increase, or all allied squadrons gain an evasion increase. This is a really interesting support unit. So we've got a couple of support. Then we got the stealth fighter. Ooh. I like the idea of the stealth raven. So advanced cloaking system. Every 20 seconds, this unit gains 100% damage for 3 seconds when it gets out of stealth. That is so good. And it has hunter instincts. I'm really tempted to buy the Stealth Star Raven. Before we buy or sell anything, let's try to deal with some of these crises. Our E. Garcia has a hero action point. And so if I clear a structure POI with E. Garcia, we will get her hero action point back. Both of my civilian cruisers are at their maximum health. So let's clear the scrap POI with Garcia, which should trigger this crisis to end, which is beautiful. You and your crew have done it. We've opened the containers and they're going to give us some supplies. And Garcia's morale goes up because she cleared a crisis. Plus, there's a promising opportunity here. Her morale is excellent. Oh, opportunity. I'll buy the drinks. Sure, I'll join you at the bar. So is this an opportunity for her to become advanced? So Mila Garcia's arc. You meet Garcia at the Pyramid Court kneeling to she has to fix a broken goal. Gods, why is everything falling apart in the ship? She turns and sees you. Well, you know what I meant. I want to make a difference. You nod and pat her on the back. So she will gain a legendary trait now, which is super interesting. So this is her regular level up. So she has a special mission. A crisis or opportunity requires this hero to resolve any wreckage to progress. Okay, that's actually super interesting. Let's give her squadron abilities a longer duration. And then we're going to get her to salvage the Tilium because she has a special opportunity. Resolve 2 wreckages with her and she'll get a unique trait. Let's absolutely do that. Plus, we need the Tilium anyway. Fantastic. We have another opportunity. The underworld is producing medicine, but there's a healthcare risk. I think we want the healthcare to be strong, so now it's good. Even if the underworld are a little bit upset with me, we can use the bar to potentially improve our relationships with the underworld. Yeah, let's share a drink with the underworld. I think that's pretty important. We don't want any underworld crises, and I will spend supplies on it. I think it is worth it to prevent them from being annoyed at us. In terms of security, let's have a look. So theoretically, clicking here would reveal the most amount of clues, but we really only care about the clues for these 2 people. Like if we're kind of understanding how things work. Now, what we can do is by getting investigation progress, we can actually make progress really quickly. And this would reveal up to 3 clues. So this would get us the most investigation progress, which would make it cheaper to investigate and also potentially hit on these 2. So we know this guy's clear, we know this guy's clear, we know this guy's clear. It's either one of these 2, which is a little bit unfortunate. It is going to be relatively expensive in terms of supplies. I think, weirdly enough, it would be really upsetting if it was E. Garcia. Okay, my wolf has leveled up. Let's go ahead and look. Emergency recall is really good for getting out of the battle. 5 evasion isn't terrible. Resistance against weapons. I think the emergency recall could be like super useful to like get the hell out of dodge when like at the end of a battle when things are getting dirty, or even just to get someone out of danger. I think I'm gonna buy a Stealth Raven. Let's buy the Stealth Raven because that could go really well with my CAG. The high intensity beam is really useful, but it also is like a store of stuff. I really want to save the civilian ship, so let's make. So you're a bard, so you would get us some fleet health if you did this, so I think you're a good call. Beautiful, we got the Blazing Eclipse. This is an armored ship. This ship has 20% damage resistance and 30% max hull. Let's go ahead and take it. What's useful about this is we can use it. Oh, we have an interesting opportunity. General census. Because our healthcare quality is good, we have an opportunity. Data on the fleet is scarce. We can move along. So this would lower our fleet health losses if we're able to pull it off. It's fantastic. Reach level 3 in Gunstar upgrades fleet logistics. I think we're pretty okay. We do have a Sylon unstable bomb. And unfortunately, my guy who is almost guaranteed to take no damage isn't available. I'll send my XO in because he's close to a level. Even if it does hurt him, it's fine. Disturbing reports on the Sylon. They're increasing their acts of sabotage. We need to be extra careful over the next few days. Got it. Monitor the situation. Okay, I think we got a couple of clues out of that. We need you on this issue, sir. They think I'm a Sylon. The military thinks I'm a fracking toaster. This guy's morale is less important to me than the military. Fist glance, he leaves the CIC in a hurry. Hey, listen. Anyone could be the toaster. I really don't want to interrogate my CAG right before a battle. in case he turns out to be the guy. I think we just burn a bit of time. Let's see. So you're actually a great ship to bring as part of the civilian defense fleet. So Armored Eclipse is going in, and then I'll bring the mining ship, I guess. Argo has leveled up, so he is an instructor. Let's see, at the 60-second mark, an assigned squadron restored. Ooh. Extra range on Gunstar weapons is pretty good. Let's take that. He is assignable. Okay. What do I want to do in terms of burning time? I'm trying to think. We could re-roll the shop. We've got a Mantis, Testudian. Ooh. Being able to heal is crazy good. Another Wolf is pretty good, but the Testudians... I'm kind of interested in the Testudian. Hugely increases unit fire rate while losing all evasion for the duration of the effect. At the end of the duration, it's slowed. Being able to shoot twice as fast is really good for clearing. I'm intrigued by this Testudian. I would need to sell something, and I don't want to sell something. Unless I were to run multiple scrap emergency recycling, we could get the Testudian. All right, we've got an opportunity. What do you want? Collective challenge. Okay, so the military's influence is high. Pilots, let's see, 33% to extra squadron range. Yes, huge. We're going to destroy 35 Sylon units with any hero assigned squadron. Okay, great. Let's keep emergency recycling, and we may just bypass this crisis. So we've got a bomb alert. All right, let's have a look. Start evacuating the Rainbow Star. Oh, shoot. We don't have a choice. We have to deal with this one. We do have 10 turns. Evacuate the Rainbow Star. That's risky. That's very risky. It's highly risky. I want that ship, so I'm going to do this. I'm interested in the healing ship. So I have a new squadron. In the meantime, maybe we can do some research on Sylon tech with my CAG so he can level up. Uh-oh. Sylon sabotage is triggered, and they're the bad ones that could potentially hurt you. For now, I'm going to get Martinez to clear the injured staff, because 100 health is devastating. This does help with our Sylon investigation. So where do we stand? Yeah. So we know it's one of those two. I really don't want it to be them. It's interesting because, like, obviously you want to find the Sylon. But, like, I also don't want to find the Sylon because it means one of my things, like, gets worse. So I'm going to assign my CAG to the Stealth Raven because I'm just really interested in making use of the stealth guy. Otherwise, I think we're chill. You know, bouncing bullets might actually be better on the Wolf. Now that I'm thinking about this, the ability for this thing to taunt multiple targets with its ability could be pretty damn good. And then maybe I could put, oh, which ship do I want? The heal could be interesting. I do like having the sniper. All right, everyone is assigned. Let's go ahead and begin the jump. Let's fight this battle. I think we're set up the way we need to be. So we can go to Herta, do a crisis objective. I think we kind of have to do the crisis objective. As much as I want the equipment from the asteroid, I think it is important. Alright, so we've got a Cerberus class, Type A Defender. These are the ones that I actually find quite tricky because they have a lot of health. It requires you to have really good damage control. Like choosing where your damage goes. Heavy Raiders and a Protector. Yeah, the Protectors are very difficult to deal with. So they got the 40% damage resistance. They are like a high priority target. Let's get all of our units on that. Ooh, you were meant to be a stealth fighter, actually. We'll deploy the stealth unit. Everyone on the Protector to see if we can take it out. Beautiful. Then focus the heavy fighter. Keep going. Now you are nice and fast. I'm going to deploy flak on these guys. Wolf, tank that heavy raider. Yeah, I think we can just take out these guys, no problem. Nice and fast. What do we got over here? Come on. Yeah, beautiful. We've got heavy raiders, protectors, and fixers. Alright, let's go for the advanced cloaking system. And I want you to try and one-tap that fixer while everyone else hits the protector. Beautiful. That's a lovely one-tap. Now get on that heavy raider. Lovely. Okay, we're tanking across the fleet. Your hunter instincts should be on. We've got some units coming in up here. Let's reposition. Let's get the fixer and the protector down first. You're a little bit woundy, but that's okay. I'm going to undeploy my stealth ship so we can get a heal on you. Let's pull you back a little. Let's deploy the Testudian. Drop a fat heal on that guy. Beautiful. And we'll do a little bit of work with the Testudian here. I'm going to get you to go clear the heavy raiders. You go clear the raiders. And you go get into position to fight these raiders as well. You know what? We're actually going to use flak here. Oh, come on. All right, we'll flak these guys. We're going to beam the heavy raider basically the second it spawns. Although technically I can beam here. Beam the heavy raider. Get into position. Come on. Beautiful. Got my support ship out here doing work. We've got some heavy raiders and some protectors. Get up here to assist. That's okay. Come help. We'll have a heal in a moment. We have an elite raider. Okay, those ones are the ones with the evasion. So we need to target enemy raiders first. Alright, one raider down, hit the extra raider. Get your bounce attacks in. Yeah, target him. Target him. Keep cleaning up. He will get a shot off, but that's not the end of the world. You do have a heal on you. Drop that heal on this guy. Yeah, my civilian ship took a clip of damage, but that's okay. Slaughter him. All right, we've got heavy raider, protector, fixer, heavy raider, heavy raider. That's going to be a tank. I think we're going to drop we're going to try to taunt them into a clump with our wolf. So let me get the wolf into position here, and then I'm going to go with hold position to give it lots of range. And we're going to try to drop a big flak on them, partially for crowd control, partially for DPS. FTL ready in 10 seconds. That's okay. We should be able to clear this. Huge. One more kill. Undeploy. Everyone undeploy. 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 Sylon nukes inbound. The second my ships are in, we are jumping. Dude, they really captured that feeling of like the Viper landing in the hangar bay right as the ship is ready to jump. Like, that's crazy intense. Oh, I got that frisson crawling up my neck. It would be nice for the Raptor to gain a bunch of experience, although it is leveled. Emilia Garcia gains 15 XP. See, I'm worried about her being a Sylon. Do I want to invest into her and she turns out to be like the enemy? Not good, not good. I think we'll just give the Raptor some experience. I think it's fine. All right, we got a lot going on here. So we do have a crisis that we need to deal with. We need to evacuate. And I think the person to evacuate with is my guy who always takes minimum damage. So I think this is an important crisis, so we'll do that. Waiting for your go-ahead to defuse the bomb. Time to defuse the bomb. I'll use Garcia to defuse the bomb, I think. It's risky, but it will get her a level up, and she will get her hero action point back if this indeed fixes the crisis. All right, new opportunity. Workers have accused him of being a Sylon. They have no proof. Listen, you're right. The workers are just big mad. Oh man, all right, I'm really stretched for resources here. I need to clear this. All right, Bryce's has leveled at least. So safety expert, protector, bard. Cautious and safety expert basically means he can tank any action. Timely repairs is also really useful because it means like if he's in a ship that's tanking damage, it'll get fully healed halfway through the battle, which is super useful. So I'm going to take timely repairs, but we absolutely need to deal with this failing cargo or we're going to lose 15 supplies. I think we just trade some fleet health here for this. Let's do a security check. So I think we care about these two, obviously. And so now it's the minimum cost required to investigate. Right, we cleared. You are not a Sylon. You are not a Sylon. You are not a Sylon. Okay, so we know he's not a Sylon. So this is a way for me to spend supplies to get morale, right? Like, does that work for every one of them? Okay, it actually does. This is a way to improve people's morale. So this is how we figured out how the Sylon was. We cleared... So there's one way to find the Sylon. That is to investigate the Sylon specifically. The other way is to clear all the other human crew. Felix Rosso's... Ugh. It's Emilia Garcia. She's in the hangar. 2 Marines are down. Emilia Garcia freezes and slowly turns. You finally opened your eyes. Good for you. You'll pay for what you've done. It's up for my God to decide. Right, we're going to take her to the brig. Oh, I'm really sad because I invested so much in her. And she had an opportunity as well. She was going to get an elite thing. It's hilarious that I can still level her up. Okay, Rosu. Gaining extra nukes could be a really useful POI. He is very much so focused on being a CAG leader. Protector isn't bad. AoE isn't terrible either. Taunt is useful, especially because we have ways to heal now. I would like to heal Argo, but it would use his thing. So maybe we should upgrade our med bay. The first hero healed each sector won't lose points. We are a little bit light on... Man, we're really pressed for everything. We need to secure this area. Okay. Bomb alert crisis has been resolved. The Rainbow Star is saved. We did it. Excellent news. Morale has bumped up. A hero with excellent morale can go through a personal opportunity I'm a little bit... Oh, no. Actually, relationships with everyone is fine. We do have a level up on the Raptor, which is super interesting. 50% damage resistance. Extra 10 damage on its main weapon is really good. Clears target unit from all negative status effects, makes them immune. This feels very situational, whereas just plus 10 damage on a sniper feels very good. Feels very, very useful. So where do we go to the bar? I think we go to the bar. Secret deal with the military. We can turn supplies into fuel. We can chat with the maintenance specialists, or we can gamble supplies. Let's gamble. We could really use some supplies. Bet some supplies and see where it goes. Try to keep the ball. Let's be risky. 50-50. No, it's time to stop. I lost supplies. I gambled and lost. Oh, well. That's life, man. Okay, we definitely need to do this. I'll use Rasu. I may have to bypass this crisis. But we're refilling the supplies. We've got a crisis on the defense ship. Little fingers, a new crisis. Stolen supplies, got it. Lose 1 supply every 4 turns. Or really upset the underworld. Oh, man, I can't have the underworld. Sabotage from within. Okay, we need to get the fleet logistics level 2. We can't afford it at the moment, so we will trickle away supplies. I would love to heal you, and I think I will. And then we'll get you to grab some supplies. And then maybe we can get the fleet logistics level 2. And that will clear that crisis. Upgraded to the security system. Beautiful. It'll also keep us having more health. We'll nab the criminals. Now we do need to stop the suspects. So let's do it. We don't think we have any hero actions left, so that sucks, but it is what it is. Alright, crisis resolved. We arrested the orphans. We could use those supplies that they were stealing. We need them. Okay, so you are go. Assigned gunstyle weapons deals weak every time it applies damage. I do like that idea. He is applied to the flak weapon here. We don't need the slow, so I'm going to go for weakening shot. We do have a positive potential here. I don't know if that's worth a time action when we need... It's kind of hilarious that Emilia Garcia is still triggering this. I would love to get some nukes. I think I just need to get this Tilium. It's a really... Oh, it sucks actually. It's only +2. It is a very efficient action, right? Like, instead of 2 actions to gain a Tilium, it's 1 action to gain a Tilium. So it is a pretty efficient use of my time. So I think we will just siphon some fuel, just to make sure our reserves are a little higher. Dratus contact. Let's go ahead and start the battle. Yeah, I don't need to change anyone, I think. I think we're happy with the setup we have. God, I'm so sad that I lost Garcia. Optional elite Cylon. Or a trade beacon. Let's go for the optional elite Sylon. I think we're pretty strong. I feel my fleet feels strong here. So I think I could take on an elite battle. Okay, so we have our flak, we have our intensity beam, Viper, Raptor, Wolf. Let's deploy the stealth instead. That's the setup I'm happy with. Infiltrators. Unfortunate. I'll probably have to keep a sniper near the battleship. Come on, get him. All right, perfect. At least we got one of these guys before they could stealth. You're on the infiltrator. See if I can pull you over here. Keep chasing him down. Go for this infiltrator. Good job taunting. Yeah, they're getting some damage in. These guys do a lot of damage. Plus this one is beefed up with the assault trait. Oh my god. That evasion trigger is crazy. Hit stealth. And undeploy. I'm going to deploy the support ship. I think it could be an interesting one. to deploy this game. Some heavy raiders coming. Get into the asteroid field and shoot. You get over here to assist. He's tanking. Good job. Get over here. I like how much range you have. And you have pretty okay damage. We definitely need to prioritize the infiltrators. 1,000 health. That was a big heal. Oh yeah, that was the 1 minute mark heal. I'm going to use my big old beam cannon over here on you. Yeah, civilian ship is under damage. That's okay. Get that infiltrator. Get the infiltrator. Good, good, good. Go get that heavy raider. Still have all of our actions available. I think we're actually looking pretty comfortable here. Oh, you shouldn't have let that guy through. Not when he has the attack bonus. Dropping some flak on this guy. Didn't really do much. Beautiful. You're 1v1ing a heavy raider. I would not mind maybe looking to farm a little bit of experience here in the post-battle. Okay, let's start undeploying. Make sure you heal the raptor. There's a revive. Okay, so we wasted our revive. That's okay. Jump. I don't think it's worth it to try and farm experience unless you know you're going to get a crazy amount. The stealth ship isn't working amazingly for us. It's going okay. I do like the idea of gaining this. Oh, I'm really low. I'm really low on supplies. Let's take the supplies just because I'm so low on them. We are going to pick up 7, I think, after this jump. Collective challenge. This is due to the military's high morale. So it looks like we might get a performance jump from them. All right, one ship has leveled up. I think it is the Viper. Oh, here we go. Target unit gains stealth. That is super interesting. Gain 50% damage for every 5 seconds. For 5 seconds every time it destroys an enemy. That is a really good in conjunction with the Hunter's Dash. The combination of Hunter's Dash and Bloodthirsty would allow this to chain kill things. I like that a lot, so I'm going to grab Bloodthirsty. I think that makes the Viper a very interesting ship. I'm trying to make the Testudian work. We'll see. We'll see if we can. It's fine. We'll keep it pumping. So we have an opportunity. What are our priorities here? It would be nice to obtain another ship. It would be nice to clear this potential civilian fleet. That'd be a big deal if we could make it happen. Let's go chat in the bar. We could chat with some healthcare specialists. We could gamble scrap. Let's chat with the healthcare specialists. So let's see, random resource POI or random item. I think we'll get a random resource POI. I think that's fine. So now we can gain some scrap. I'm tempted to go just do the elite battle. What should I do before the elite battle is the question. Let me double check what negative and positives we're dealing with here. We've already used our Artemis gift. All squadrons that weren't deployed gain experience at the end of it. And we have extra range. Okay, I think we just go for the elite battle and we try to make it work. The emergency jump is free whenever we want to do it, but getting a legendary civilian ship could be big. Picking up a signal as a civilian ship is calling for help. The Sylons damaged our FTL drive and now they're coming for us. We need to protect this ship at all costs. Copy that. Yeah, I think we'll deploy the stealth ship first. We have elite snipers coming in. Elite snipers are not vulnerable to missile damage. So we're deploying our ships. This thing has 2,600 health. It does have... Okay, we need to keep it alive, basically. Stealth ship, you're getting in there. Sniper shoot. Yeah, we know it's taking damage. We've got an elite sniper coming in as well. Hit your stealth before you go for him. Hit that striker next. Now the raider is coming, so go get that raider. We have a border. It's very important we don't let the borders make it. Don't let that sniper ruin our day. The elite striker is deploying. Striker, raider. Hit that raider. You killed the border. Can you go help? Go ahead and get a double kill. Thank you. Okay, we've got a protector, we've got a raider, elite border. I'm going to deploy the wolf, I think. Let me go ahead and emergency undeploy the... Oh, I just pulled an enemy ship out. I need the repair guy. And you need to go get that elite border. You need to taunt him. Let's deploy the healer. I'll deploy the flak. Yeah, the ship is getting sniped. But that's okay for now. Drop a heal. I need you to stop missing this guy and then to kill those snipers. Oh, that's a missile. Turn and shoot that missile. Thank you. Don't let this guy blast him. Okay, big. Looks like we managed to get through it. We saved the civilian ship and now we can jump. Oh no, we do not want to jump until we undeploy these. Sorry. But that tactical retreat thing is actually super interesting because you can use that to move a bunch of enemy units right beside the Gunstar and then use the high intensity beam to take them out or the flak to just control them. So that's super interesting, that combination of abilities. That you can like chain abilities together to do things that you wouldn't normally be able to. So the Ticonderoga followed us through. Thank the gods. I thought we were done for. Welcome to the fleet, Captain. So we're at 4 of the 5 potential civilian ships. This is a workshop shift. It is a... Ooh. It fully repairs 3 squadrons after every battle. That is sick. It does need a little bit of repair, but that's okay. It also has some negative effects of triage. We do have an opportunity here for diverting the scrap convoy to us. So many options. We are going to be hitting a double crisis here, which is a problem. I don't think we need that healthcare. We would love the scrap. Question is, do we want to try to get a special mission to save a legendary hero? Saving a legendary hero would be really useful. It would really fill out our team. So I think we're going to interrogate her to get a legendary hero. Okay, we got some level ups in here. The Raptor has leveled. Unit restores hull points equal to 20% of all damage. All enemies have their damage decreased if they're in a range, or we can get extra sniper range. Extra sniper range, I think a small boost to range for a sniper is actually a really big deal because it shoots sooner. It needs to be repositioned less often. I think that's actually a fantastic upgrade for that. Now the Wolf, on the other hand, has another level up as well. Every time this unit deals damage, there's a 5% chance to crit. That's not terrible. Maximum evasion is really good for a ship with taunt. Attacking cancels the effect. Now that's a problem. We don't actually want that. Plus 20 base hull could be really useful, but I think the chance for this ship to crit could also be really, really useful. It is a 1 in 20 chance, but there are going to be times where that actually triggers and it makes a big difference. My stealth ship has leveled up. Oh wow. Lucky Vengeance. Every time this ship evades an attack, it'll gain its damage boost. That is really, really powerful. So there's some serious potential there for this ship to go completely ham on its DPS potential. Okay, so we've upgraded this. I think we go do this random rescue mission. The potential to improve our fleet health and get a legendary hero is huge. So I think that's what we're going to do. Destroy or retrieve. All right, picking up a signal. There's a few civilian ships we have to secure. Survivors in different locations. Find the stranded hero among the survivors. We're deploying the Stealth, the Raptor, and the Wolf. I think I'm okay with deploying the Stealth ship early. Let's go. We've got some raiders. Now, these things can be killed. I'm going to position my sniper center of battle. I'm going to move my Wolf over here, and I'll move my Stealth ship here. Go for that raider. And we'll start unloading these ships. No, stop. You need to turn off that auto attack thing. The auto chase down needs to be deactivated. Alright, we recovered. I think we got our hero. But I feel like you get more fleet hit points if you keep retrieving peoples. So we're going to start making our way back to undeploy. Also, this is actually an opportunity to level up our repair ship. So I might undeploy the Raptor or something. Go ahead and emergency recall that Raptor so we can undeploy him. We have an elite raider. And we're going to deploy the Testudian. Because I want to get some experience on them. Beautiful kill. Beautiful kill. Beautiful kill. Yeah, 1v1 that heavy raider. Great. Go kill the elite raider. Beautiful. I'd like to get at least one level on this guy if I could. Okay, it's time to retreat. Emergency recall. On deploy. Deploy the flak. Deploy the big beam. Huge jump. I think I got a level on it. Healthcare went down. We have an opportunity. We saved every single survivor. Last aboard. Beautiful. Welcome, our new hero. Okay, so Samuel Yamamoto, he's high velocity combat, so he's another one of these people who likes to move around a lot in battle. Losing 40 fleet health when you're at full, I don't think is a big deal. I don't know if these can trigger bigger problems. Let's make sure that we do this one though. All right, divert that scrap convoy. We need those resources. We are going to trigger a crisis now. We have a crisis. Death under the stars. Body of a hydroponic farmer has been found. The farmers are demanding an investigation. So we can make every unit more difficult to repair, but here's the thing. We repair squadrons for free. So I think we can live with this. We bypass that crisis. Oh shoot. I'm okay with the workers being mad. We will have to improve our relationship with the workers. Yes, the Testudian has leveled up. Ooh, +3 base speed. That's really good on a slow ship. Taunt. Whoa. Restore 30 hull points every time it destroys an enemy. That's crazy. I mean, how often is a support ship going to get a kill? But still, that's ridiculous. This thing can tank. Okay, we've only got a few action points left in this. I would like to obtain a rare squadron if we could. This guy is a bard. I don't think we need the bard. I'll use you because you're low level, so you'll get some experience out of this, which is fantastic. We've got a Scorpio, which is a support squadron. Let's take it. Have a look at this. So what are you? You're a support. You have Disruptive Wave, which deals damage to all enemy units within an AoE. All enemy, to be clear. And you have a long-range explosive missile that jams. Ooh, actually, the ability cooldown. One of my guys has an ability cooldown ability. Oh no, it was this person who's in my brig. Dude, I like the idea of this ship being able to just basically make itself explode. I think I want to save up to get another fleet on the board. 450 scrap, but I think that would be huge if we could save up for it. I'm going to let this expire. We'll just do a scrap. So we just lose a bit of health and our healthcare gets weaker. That's fine. Sorry, we actually need Tilium. We have a crisis. So soldier error. If we don't fix this, we'll lose some nukes. Okay, so I'm going to skip through here. We can lose 3 nukes, bypass the crisis, and lock a weapon dock. That's fine. We don't rely too heavily on our weapon docks anyway. So I'm going to bypass that crisis. I'll lose relationship with the underworld. I am worried about how unhappy my factions are right now, so we are going to need to do something to try to improve that. For now, let's go ahead and pick up some scrap. We've got 66 or 66. Let's do it. You're a bard, so you'll be able to restore some health to the fleet. Okay, big. Plus you leveled up. Chance to heal the fleet every time you kill a unit. That's so good too. Damn, this guy is so good. We don't care about the Gunstar. I think we go for Storyteller because the ability to restore, to be able to produce resources from where you normally wouldn't be able to produce resources is so useful. We're going to do an emergency Tilium refining, and then we're going to go for a another scrap search with this guy because he could use the experience. He picks up 17 XP. Now we got to fight a Dratus contact. I think our civilian setup is basically ideal. You could make an argument to repair the armored ship slightly. I will spend 22 on this just so we don't get a critical thingy. I also don't like how low this ship's health is, but we would have to spend a lot of scrap when I would rather save my scrap. So we're going to go ahead and start the battle. We do need to look for some Tilium. Our Tilium reserve is critically low, which is a big problem. Crash site, Temple Ruin. We've got a shipwreck, civilian cargo. This is a crisis objective, which is potentially big deal, and there's a gas giant there. I do feel bad that we're going to miss out on potential extra ships and weapons and stuff, but I think we need these resources, so we're going to jump to the top. Alright, Hydro-class frigate, Type B Sentinel. So the Sentinel, if I remember correctly, automated weapon firing, yeah, 20 DPS, yikes. So they're the ones that like defend near the area, so this is just like a no-go zone for us. One unit will get the Sylon Overload, where it does more damage, but it has a bigger cooldown. Alright, I think... I think we're ready to just deploy. We have our flak ready. We got some heavy raiders. Now, are you the guy that likes to move around? Yeah, so we want to keep you moving as much as we can. Every second, you know, every few seconds of moving gets you a DPS increase. Good job. We've got a heavy raider there. Hit your stealth. What's this? We've got a Sylon explosive missile. You need to get over here to deal with these snipers. Don't let the explosive missiles through. Beautiful. I want to move you slightly forward and hit hold position so you've got that good range. Now, Tempests fire missiles, so that's a bit of a problem. We are going to need to deal with them. We do not want missiles fired at our home. Alright, we're taking out enemy blip bloops. Make sure we target the snipers as they are the biggest threat that we know of at the moment. Beautiful. We've got a bunch of snipers deploying next. I think it's time for you to undeploy. Let's do the emergency recall on you. And then we undeploy you. Make sure we shoot the guys that are really close to already getting in range for damage. I'm going to deploy the Testudian support. Because of the healing potential is very useful. You need to get rid of those missiles. Oof, okay, you took a hit, that's okay. I'm going to drop the heal just to get that on cooldown. I'm going to deploy some flak here, and I'm also going to deploy our high EMP weapon. Yeah, I know my civilian ship is taking damage, that's okay. We're trying to cleanse the battlefield. Good stuff. Ooh, don't let that missile hit you. You're a little bit vulnerable. We will have a heal for you in a moment. Don't let that heavy raider do naughty things to our friendly ship. Spread our damage out if we can. And then you drop a heal on the raptor to keep them nice and healthy. We'll get to work on those heavy raiders. Let's hold position on you so you get the extra range to take out those missiles. Beautiful. Try to take out some snipers with this guy. Nice, beautiful. Okay, we're clearing. No problems. 10 seconds until the final wave comes in. Let's move our ships all together. We have the emergency recall ability. Emergency recall, everyone's back, undeploy. Scream your way into the deck, prepare to jump. This was a clean battle. We were in and out without any major risks, it felt like. Felt like a very clean battle. Alright, the Blazing Eclipse has leveled up now. Plenty of experience across our fleet. We could gain a Tilium. We were really low on Tilium. Uriel Argo gaining experience would be nice. But I think the Tilium is actually so good. Considering we would have been on 0. I like how this guy's like, Amelia seems less defiant. Can we get her on our side? Wait. Can you actually turn a Sylon? I'm tempted to try to break her. Maybe we could get her on our side. That would be so sick if we could get the Sylon. If we could convince the Sylon to be on our team. Hold on. Play Pyramid with the Underworld. Gamble Scrap in a Triad game. We do really need to improve our relationship with the Underworld, so I think playing Pyramid with them will do the job. And I'm willing to spend supplies to try and bring them up to fair. They're not very influential, but it is good to maintain relationships. I think we absolutely need to take the Tilium here, and I'm going to do it with my Bard so that I get the extra 5 fleet health. Just because we're so low. Let's try to break the Sylon. So I added a couple of POIs. So what is this? New auxiliary system. Okay, we'll grab an auxiliary system with this guy because it will level him up. Defective plating. Gunstar gains 30% evasion. Oh, that's amazing. We have a crisis commander. The workers are tense with us, so I think they've started hoarding resources. So we could lose 2 supplies or lose scrap. I'm going to lose 2 supplies every 4 turns. I'm going to tackle this because I need my scrap. All right, what do we need to do? We need to interrogate the angry workers, spy on passengers. So this is risky. Yamamoto has leveled up. Now he's a high velocity combat. Gaining nukes is useful. Never loses any health when the squadron becomes wrecked. It's kind of an interesting one. You don't want to be wrecking things, but we do have the repair ship. We could obtain another squadron, which is super interesting, especially because I could level up Rasu. And we got a Gazelle. Nice. So what does the Gazelle do? We've got 7 ships now. Long-range homing missile, 2 uses per battle. Unit gains 100% damage against missiles. Every time it destroys a unit, a missile gains 5% speed for the rest of the battle. Oh, that's going to be a fast ship. That is sick. Rasu is leveled up. Never loses any health when their squadron becomes wrecked. Bouncing bullets. I'll grab test pilot just because, you know, potentially losing a thing is not bad. Especially, we can now jump out with our 2 test pilots in the air and just gain experience for no wreckage because they won't get hurt, which is super. It's like a, now we're incentivized with Rasu and Yamamoto to like get an extra 10 experience on our wings. If I did both of these scrap POIs, I could get a 4th wing out, and I think that is a huge deal, so I am going to do it. Okay, we have a crisis. We've got a factory strike. Back from the squadron hangar. 20% damage taken or R&D labs. I think we have to take the damage taken because I'm trying to do an R&D upgrade right now, so I can't take the R&D penalty. All right, let's clear this as well. I know, I will be out of Tilium. It's really bad to be out of Tilium. But now we can go to our hangar. Sorry, not our hangar, our R&D lab. And we can go to a 4 squadron setup. Which makes future battles so much more chill. Much more easy for us. We do need to deal with this crisis. But we also need to get supplies. So I'm going to go for Tilium emergency refining. I know more supplies are disappearing. But I'm trying to balance all of the needs of the fleet. My relationship with the workers is already bad. So making the military more powerful when they're happy is probably better than making the workers powerful while they're angry. So we need to do some emergency refining because being at 0 is like the worst. We've got an opportunity here. Military influence is high, so we're getting some bonuses potentially. Squadron damage for 2 sectors, lovely. 2 battles without assigning Leto Bryces. I think I kind of need him. Well, he's not that big of a deal. I guess I could unassign him. I definitely need to do some more Tilium refining, which we will do before we go to our Dratus contact. So I think I'm going to unassign you from this and actually assign you to the Testudian, because I've been having a lot of fun playing with the Testudian. I like having a healer on the board. On the other hand, though, the Scorpio or the Gazelle could be really good. The fact that this thing has like an AoE damage ability is like super powerful. It is only 80 damage. I do like the Wolf. I like the Testudian, and I like the Raptor because I like snipers. It just gives you so much AoE battlefield control. So I think this is the setup we're going to go with. We're limping along, and we have a couple of crises ongoing, but we might be able to deal with them in the next sector. Although worryingly, we are about to go to the Sylon boss sector. Or rather, we're fighting a Sylon boss. But having 4 ships to fight a Sylon boss is a pretty big, pretty big power spike for us. Okay, so we've got the Sphinx. This is the base star. Number 3, the Philosopher, is here to ruin our day. I forgot to unassign Leto. It's fine. So, I want the healing ship. Let's see, so we have the Sniper, we have the Wolf, and we have the healing ship. I think we could do something with the Scorpio. What is your special ability? The coordination relay is really annoying, I think. So I think we'll go for the AoE support ship, because that might actually be really useful against the coordination relay. If I remember correctly, this causes a lot of extra units to appear, or they like appear faster or something. Maybe I don't remember. Alright, so we've got heavy raiders. I'm going to send my Scorpio over here to hit those snipers. My Raptor is ready to fight. I'll get my Wolf to tank these. Well, we need to take out that Protector. Okay. Good job, Wolf. We've cleared the enemy Protector. Let's try to clear them out. Lovely. Drop the disruptive wave. Huge. Yeah, they're getting a couple of sniper shots off. That sucks. Move the Wolf in. Now you do have an engine jammer explosive. I think that could actually be really good to deploy against the Dodgers. Coordination relay. Don't want that deployer to get there. We stopped it. That's beautiful. Don't let them escape. Spread out your damage. Beautiful. Yeah, my civilian ship took a little bit of damage there. That's okay. These guys are coming in next. They have 2 fixes and a heavy raider. The Dodger here, I think, is probably pretty decently dealt with by the Scorpio and the Testudian. Well, they are quite slow, so I might move the Wolf over here. But the Wolf is really good for tanking heavy raiders. So maybe I'll move my Raptor over. You go hit that fixer. I'll move my Raptor over to assist. I'll have the Testudian and the Wolf get to work on clearing these healers. Don't let them heal too much. Alright, my Wolf is too hurt to continue, so we're going to give him a big heal. You're going to detonate. You got a 50-50 chance to kill these guys. You missed. Statistically, you shouldn't miss too many shots. We are going to deploy the EM cannon. I'm going to start moving the Scorpio back to the center of the battle. I may use the engine jammer on these guys. I'll try to time it for when they land. So right there should hit them right as they land, which might buy me time. Let's get this sniper up over here so we can start shooting this coordination relay. And then I'm going to get you in the center so you can do the disruptive wave. We have another coordination relay on the right side. You need to get right in the center. Boom. That was beautiful. Holy. I love this ship. Right, the coordination relay. Allied units have their invasion set to 90%. Okay, that's really bad. We cannot let that be there. So we will have to deal with that. We do have a protector. And a couple of protectors up here. We are taking it out. We do have flak. These are snipers. Maybe we can kill one. Scorpio is trying. We have a Dodger. 45 seconds left in the battle. I think we need to heal our Wolf again. He has tanked a lot. We'll have another heal in a moment. That was so satisfying to do the big detonation. Come on, 50-50 shot. Go assist. Come on, what are your... Come on, your chances to miss are gotta be better than that. $32 left on the battle. I'm a little bit worried about the Scorpio's health. I'm going to send it after these raiders. Scorpio has low hull, I'm aware. Although he is a... No, we don't have a test pilot in the Scorpio. Okay, so we do actually need to kill that fixer. And we'll use him to clear some raiders. The coordination relays are a problem. Come on, get this kill. One coordination relay is down. We have another one over here that we absolutely need to clear first. I will be dropping a flak here. Okay, we... drop the flak right there to hit as much as possible. Can you come over this way? No, you go this way. Detonate, boom, huge. This protector needs to go down. We need to get ready to start undeploying. We've got 10 seconds to go, so we still have a little bit of combat left. You're very hurt. Let me just drop a heal on him. We're going to start retreating to the ship. We have a fixer over there that we need to deal with. Redirecting, huge. Okay, let's do the emergency recall to get everyone a little bit closer so we can undeploy faster, because we're only a couple of seconds away from being able to jump. Well, actually, who are my test pilots again? You're a test pilot, so we don't need to undeploy you. Okay, I only have one test pilot. And so this will get us an extra 10 experience if we jump with it, because he's a test pilot. So it was wrecked, but it should get immediately repaired. We will get a minor negative situation due to the blazing eclipse. We can resolve this without cost, which is an action point, which is very powerful. We will get the squadron auto-repaired. Complete Extinction X with all fleets. Okay. I don't know what that... Keep a suspect in the brig. I am the law. Amelia seems less defiant. Can we get her on our side? Maybe we can. So... Testudian has leveled up, which I was really excited about. So this is the one that heals when it kills things. Ooh, extra range on this on a slow ship is really good because it means it has to move around less. Overdrive is also potentially quite useful. Plus 15 range is super good. That's like a 30% range increase. That's a big AoE buff. I think this is making this ship into a very powerful support ship. My god, I've been playing for 2.5 hours without a break. I need to pee! I did see that there's like an achievement for beating a run in 90 minutes. But I don't think I know enough about the game to be able to navigate the game systems that quickly yet. Trading supplies for Tillium would be quite useful. Gambling scrap, I don't think I need to. Playing Pyramid with the workers would allow me to improve my relationship with them. And I kind of need them to not be mad at me, so as not to get their crises. We're going to have to deal with this crisis now, I think. As much as I want to pull off all of these. Alright, let's analyze the video surveillance footage. This guy will level up as a result of that, so we will do this. Bigger area of effect is actually quite useful. He already has marksman and weakening shot. Plus it's good to get him to maximum level because he applies bonuses to the whole fleet. Negative situation to arrest the workers. I don't really want to do that. I'm okay with taking some fleet health damage. Let's spy on the passengers. This guy could use the experience, so let's go ahead and do it. Okay, silent hoarding. The workers have a big problem with us. They're starting to hoard things. Let's see what their end game is. Let's protect the hangar door. It's risky. I think I'm going to risk fleet health here because I don't have a lot of hero actions. Silent hoarding, crisis solved. Sticky-fingered workers have been taken. Can't always be friendly with everyone on the fleet. Morale improved for Samuel Yamamoto. Now he's a high-velocity combat and a test pilot. Getting health from destroying stuff would be useful. Experience for everyone. Ooh, 20% damage against raiders and heavy raiders. Ooh, I like this. The squadron getting extra health is very useful. So I think that's a fantastic move. And I'll look to deploy him on maybe the healer ship. We absolutely need Tillium. So I'm going to use a hero to obtain it. It's just way more efficient to do it with that. I will have this guy go because he's a bard. But this is going to cause another crisis. And I really wanted to get the Sylon on our side if we could. God, another factory strike. I may bypass this crisis and just live without R&D for two rounds. If I remember correctly, this one makes your R&D suck. The Andronicus. Which one is the Andronicus? Andronicus is our mining ship. I don't think we can live with that. 10 turns to fix the crisis is very doable at a cost of 120 scrap. I can't lose just a ton of scrap. It will cost like 3 hero action points to deal with, but we can deal with that later. I really want to break the Sylon. Okay, so we're going to try to break the Sylon. You're interrogating Garcia. Lately her answer is becoming more vague. After a long silence, she looks at you. You know what, Commander? There's nothing in her eyes you can't fully understand. I think I lost interest. Let's stop with this before it goes too far. That's not your decision to make. Oh, you don't seriously think you're in control of this, do you? Wake up on the floor, groggy, dizzy. Looks like you'll be fine. Garcia escaped. We have to take care of the Marines first. Okay, so we failed her arc. You tried to help Garcia, but she left the fleet before you really could. What do we do with Garcia's folders? Archive everything. We gotta heal the injured Marines. I don't think we can take 100 damage here, so let's make sure we do that. So the Gunstar and all civilian ships will take extra damage because the Sylon managed to steal some files on their way out, which is really unfortunate. We did lose 40 fleet health. We do have a promising opportunity. which I think is from the underworld. I'll buy the drink. So I'm talking to Uriel Argo. Oh, this is Uriel Argo's arc. Argo, what are you doing behind the counter? I love bartending. It was my job before I enlisted. He prepares a cocktail, he recalls a few places he worked at. Any chance he could put me on more missions? I want to help with this. Okay, so he wants to go on more missions. Resolve 2 situations with Uriel Argo. Well, I'm super down with that. Oh, we have a shop. I think we could sell the Gazelle. And honestly, we could sell the Stealth Star. I know we bought it. I do love the defense gun. The defense gun is super good because it auto-fires. The repeating homing missile launcher is also kind of really cool. Damn, some of these things are really awesome. I would love to have them. Let's have a think about it, what our hangar setup will be. I mean, the Raptor is really good, but do we need the Raptor? I mean, I guess it is a really good killer. Sorry, the Viper. Well, I definitely want to keep the Viper. I do like the Wolf. I like the Testudian, and I like the fact that the Scorpio can do AoE damage. So I reckon I could sell the Stealth Ship and the Gazelle, which I think I will do to make money. So we're going to sell the Stealth Raven. I know I bought it earlier, but it's fine. I'm also really tempted to get this civilian ship. I think I will. Okay, so we got the Zod. 20 fleet health per jump. Very useful. It's a medical ship. So we've got a full civilian fleet now that we're protecting. And we have a underworld opportunity. They want food and medicine. I can't afford this, so they're going to be mad at us. We have a really big supply problem. What if we purchased another weapon hangar? It's 200 scrap. We could then deploy a weapon from the shop. 30 homing missiles is... that's a lot of damage. In a big range. I think we get the repeating homing missile launcher and we R&D lab another weapon dock control. Then I'm tempted to grab a bit of scrap because I think a couple of my ships are below their damage report thresholds, which is not ideal. So I'm going to grab a tiny bit of scrap here, burn some Tillium. Let's repair you. We'll repair you if we can. Get you up again. It would be great. We won't be able to. That's fine. I think we just grab these supplies. And we accept that we're going to be low on Tillium. Jumping into the next sector. We are in phase 3. And we'll go ahead and do some Tillium emergency harvesting. Alright, Draeda's contact. I would love more heroes if I could get them. Popping into the hangar. We are going to... make sure our Raptor has an assigned hero, our Wolf has an assigned hero, our Testudian has an assigned hero, and the Scorpio. Right, so I've got 4 ships with assigned heroes. I can theoretically assign 5, but he's on one of our hangar weapons. So if we go to the hangar, what's more important, the offensive flak or the repeating? So what do you do actually? What are your abilities? It gives AoE, weak, and marksman. Weak could actually be really good with the repeating beam, so I may go ahead and put him on this. It'll have slightly better range as well, but the ability to make my enemies take extra damage every 35 seconds within a range of 200 of the Gunstar is pretty useful. All right, let's jump. It's going to suck having no fuel. I've been fuel unmaxing, for lack of a better term. Scorpii. We've got Metal Rich Asteroid Supply Depot. We need the gas giant big time. Yeah, I think we go to Scorpii here. Right, we're against a Hydra class frigate, Type B Sentinel. This gives the prepared shot and the automatic anti-attack. So we want to try to stay outside of this circle. We are going to deploy the Testudian. The Viper is so good, but I'll deploy the Testudian because I want to try to get it to level up. We've got heavy raiders and snipers coming in. The elite snipers again are immune to missiles. Or, well, not immune, but they're strong against missiles. Let's just get all our ships moving in on the heavy raider. We can maybe take him out before he can do any real damage. Got a lot of raiders. I'm going to move my Testudian over here. Like so. My Scorpio will be able to do a disruptive wave. That'll do a lot of work when these guys spawn. Boom, disruptive wave. kill these raiders. Tank this. I'll get my wolf on you. I'm going to get you to intercept this missile if you can. Please do. Make sure... Now, you get extra experience from killing... Don't you get extra... Is you the one that gets the extra experience from killing? Or was it the Scorpii? It was a Scorpio that wants to kill the heavy raiders. And raiders. That's good. That's good experience. That's what he's good at. It worked out perfectly. Get on these snipers. You're doing great work. He will get a shot off, which isn't my favorite. We've got a Tempest coming in, a couple of snipers and a heavy raider. I'll get my Scorpio on the heavy raider because he gets extra XP from it. You go for that sniper. We're just kind of distributing our combat prowess. Make sure we load up the repeating the homing missile launcher. The Tempest will be a problem. We are absolutely going to want to pull back the Scorpio here so it can drop a big AoE attack. While we get the rest of our units in position to hit these other raiders. Alright, we're almost ready. Boom, detonate, huge kills right away. You're a little bit hurt. You know what? I'm actually going to deploy a heal on you just to get that on cooldown. Alright, we've got some missiles coming in. I need you to target that missile. You need to target this missile. Get those missiles down. Perfect. We've got a couple of snipers coming out here. Let's go spread our units around to make sure we're getting rid of them efficiently. Beautiful. Serious work getting done. We've got raiders coming in. My Scorpio does not have the cooldown to do what I would normally need him to do. We did just trigger the halfway to the battle. A bonus. The Elite Tempest will be a problem. They can do big damage because they have portable nuke launchers. So that's going to be something we need to make sure we do not let them get through. Where's my Scorpio? My Scorpio is positioned over here. I might be able to get them in range. I will probably have to fire a jammer missile, so I'm going to move my sniper out of range of the jammer. I'm going to move these two ships back slightly so they can clear some of these raiders as well. Alright, you target this raider, you target this raider, you target this raider. You're going to be in position to drop a immobilize bomb. Immobilize them. Yes, you immobilized yourself, but that's fine. Drop the explosion. Beautiful. I'm going to get my sniper on the Tempest and my wolf on the Tempest. Take these guys out. Alright, we've got some elite raiders coming through. That's okay. My wolf is severely hurt. Heal is on cooldown for another 4.1 seconds, but I think we'll be okay. We do have a lot of missiles coming in. It might be fine. Need to make sure I'm targeting the missiles as they come in. Let me go ahead and drop a heal on you. Too many people shooting at the same missile is a problem. Spread out the attacks to make sure we clear all the missiles. Okay, we've got raiders on the right side. My Scorpio is still on cooldown for another few seconds, but I think if you are in a good position, you should be able to detonate these raiders, which is what you are good at. Plus, you get extra experience for doing that. We have a couple of elite raiders over here. I'll bring my sniper over to deal with the enemy snipers. Move slightly forward and then detonate. Boom. Beautiful. We've got a lot of missiles coming. Plus, we're getting close to the finishing of the mission. Clear that. Clear this. Clear the nuke. Okay, we've got an elite Tempest. We need to go all in on that Tempest. Hit that missile. Hit this missile. Then shoot the elite raider while you clear this. I'm going to drop the repeating homing missile launchers now with the high intensity beam. Andronicus is under attack. That's okay. We're working on it. Right. Basically just swipes the field clean. Don't let this missile through. Gather up our forces into a single central point. And then we can do the emergency recall. Everyone back to the ship on deploy. Get the hell out of here. Everyone's in. Oh wait, I should have deployed the test pilots. You're a test pilot if I remember correctly. I'll just deploy one test pilot real quick. And then jump. Getting that extra experience. Alright, lovely. That was huge experience on this. I'm surprised my Scorpio didn't get much more experience. I guess it's only for the actual shots you get it. We are really low on Tilium. We could... A 300 heal on Andronicus when we're so low on scrap right now would actually be huge for us. So I think we will take that. Now we're giga low on fuel. Now being out of fuel, it actually has a special negative effect. If I hover over this, you can see. Jumping now will overheat the fleet, damaging all ships by 25% of their remaining hull. So super bad for us to jump right now. We absolutely need to get Tilium. The problem is you need Tilium to get Tilium. So we're going to do a Tilium emergency refining. We do have a fire in here, which is avoidable for 4 turns. So I'm going to do a little bit of admin real quick before we start doling out resources. My Raptor has leveled up, which is super exciting. Unit gains plus 2% damage every time it deals damage, resets to 0 if it doesn't do damage for 5 seconds. This is like a ramp up. We've got a stun. We've got Martyr. Oh, I don't know if I like Martyr. I think I would take the EMP missile. Being able to stun a target, pretty useful. The Testudian has leveled up. Charge next shot. While charging for every 2 seconds, the unit gains plus 5% damage for its next shot. It can't move or attack. Targeting a unit will release the charge shot and end the charging. All enemies within a radius have their damage decreased. That's really useful. And being able to use... Ooh, what I like about the missile nav track system is this allows me to actually reposition this ship around the battlefield based on the trigonometry of like where enemy missiles are. So this is actually a super interesting ability. I do like the ability to reduce enemy damage. I'm not having issues with my fleet's tankiness at the moment, but this could be really good. Let's go for it. We'll go for the magnetic scrambler. I need to deal with this fire. I will assign What's-His-Face the safety expert because he won't take damage from it. Alright, that's cleared. Now we also have... we have to reason with the angry workers. God, I need to deal with that too. Potentially damaging. But I also have like a crisis that I absolutely cannot ignore. So we're going to start clearing this crisis. Minus 120 scrap would be absolutely devastating to my fleet. Alright, let's proceed. And we have a new crisis that's triggered. High prices because the underworld is upset with us. Handful with the Cylons. We've got other problems. Prices surging. People can't afford to buy stuff. Alright, we need to go check out the Zod. 3 sectors of extra damage. How long is left? 1, 2, 3. That is like potentially game losing. But I'm going to take it because I can't afford to do any... I don't have the actions to deal with this. There's nothing I can do about it. It's a really bad downside, but I'm either winning or I'm losing, if you know what I mean. So like, does taking extra damage really matter? Reason with the angry workers. I think we have to do this one. I don't have the scrap to afford taking 220 damage. And then I have to clear this, which is placing back the cargo with a hero, or this will trigger right now. Okay, so there's another crisis cleared. Improving the relationship with the workers would help. It's only a slight increase, but it's helpful. We're going to go to the bar and see if we can buff any relationships. Playing pyramid with the workers, maybe we can get them back on side. I can't afford to spend supplies on it because we don't have it, so we'll go up to fair, which is great. Then we need to do an emergency Tillium refining because we're basically out of Tillium. This will call another crisis. Mystery bomb, lovely. We just got back from the found this. It gives me a folded piece of paper, send scrap, or a bomb goes off on a civ ship to sweep the entire fleet for the explosive device. I can't afford this, so now we have to sweep for a bomb. We may just accept the 500 damage from the crisis because it is actually a pretty cheap crisis to deal with. But I also need the Tillium, so I'm going to extract some Tillium real quick, and then we'll explore the sector's area for 2 supplies. It's pretty cheap, actually. We know where the bomb is. It's on the Andronicus. Excellent. Now we got to defuse it. Okay, Drada's contact. I'm really sad I wasn't able to grab some of these things. It would have been really nice. Unfortunately, I think we just go into the next battle. We're a little bit stretched for resources and hero actions. We absolutely need a hero. So a hero can be saved. An elite Sylon battle. I actually think we're better off getting another hero because we're just really low on hero actions. And hero actions are like a really, really powerful wildcard resource. Okay, the Cerberus class frigate, which is a Type A defender. These are one of my least favorites to go up against because they have the extra max hull. And they will delete nukes. At least ones that I fired. Let's make sure that we deploy the Testudian. Okay, we got some elite raiders. The Scorpio gets extra XP for fighting those. So we'll get moving up there. Get some kills, my friend. Detonate your bomb. Oh, that didn't do as much as I was hoping. Alright, we'll get the Wolf and the Scorpio on this. Then we'll get the Testudo and the Raptor on this. Split up our forces to try and take out the Protector. The Protector will make these other ships easy, like they'll have an easier time defending themselves. They do have evasion bonuses, which is a problem for us. Get on these Protectors. The most important thing is to get rid of the unit that lowers the amount of damage enemies take. It should pretty much immediately be deleted. The Scorpio is ready to detonate. And so we did. Nothing happening for a moment. I think this is a good moment to deploy flak over here. The elite Protector is a problem. But I reckon we use our other 3 ships to go after the Fixer as a priority. And I'll use a stun and immobilize missile here from my Scorpii, which should hit just about as they spawn. Perfect. So we immobilize them. Then we deploy flak on them. And then we deploy our missiles. Get a big bunch of damage. Ooh, the flak kills the missiles. That is good to know because I did not know that. My Scorpio's in position to do a really big detonation. We need to kill the fixer first. Annoyingly. And then the protectors. But I am going to Scorpio bomb. Pretty much the second they come through to get some extra AoE damage. And then I'll blast this heavy raider. Boom. I need you to snipe out this direction. Need to kill that protector. Okay, beautiful. Don't let them escape. Snipe him. He's on his own. Alright, beautiful. Alright, we got some protectors, some elite raiders coming in. The protector's going to be a high priority target for the sniper. My Scorpio can get to work on an elite raider. We'll spread our damage out a little bit, but that's okay. Beautiful. I feel like we're holding extremely comfortably. We've got a protector plus 3 elite raiders and a heavy raider. I'm going to try and get you into the center of the enemy formation. Test student, get on the heavy raider. Get on the fixer. Get on the fixer. If we could kill that fixer early, it would be great. My Scorpio is going to be in position to drop an AoE damage bonus, which is great. Alright, we're killing. You've tanked a bit of damage, so now I'm going to go ahead and drop a heal on you to get that on cooldown. Beautiful. I reckon a bit of flak and a repeating missile on this side will be good. Let's try to take out the protector basically instantaneously with a blast. Okay, we got a 1 drop on him. Let's drop the missile barrage, and then we'll drop the flak. So you always drop the flak after. We'll get the sniper on the fixer. If we can kill the fixer, it's a big deal. We'll get the Testudian. We'll do the high intensity beam straight through the enemy formation. Beautiful. It's time to start undeploying. Group our ships up. The second they're in range of all 4, we emergency jump out. Everyone get the hell on board. Except for test pilot and test pilot, because we like experience on those ones. Ready to jump. Jump, jump, jump. Yes, these are test pilots and we get the automatic free repair. We don't need the wreck repair. See, so Yamamoto getting experience could be quite good. I think I'd rather get the supplies. I'm really low on resources. Okay. Yamamoto. So he's a test pilot, Sylon's Bane. He's a protector, potentially. I don't think I need storyteller. I think my fleet health is like super good. Taunt could be good. He isn't a I'll grab taunt. Why not? I'm just thinking there are downsides to sometimes aggroing. Ooh, extra range. I love extra range. Getting first strike is also really good. Being able to deal extra damage to this could actually bring some enemies into one-shot territory. And this ship is pretty fast and has good range already. So I think being able to one-tap high health ships is actually pretty useful. The Scorpio, on the other hand, let's see. Plus 10 damage on its weapons is not bad either. Missile override is also super good. Major engine upgrade would make this thing crazy fast. But plus 10 damage on its primary weapon. Again, this brings certain enemy units up into one-shot range or two-shot range for this ship, and that's a really big deal. But plus 5 speed is crazy for a ship like this. So I think I have to take that. That's like just a ridiculous amount of ship speed for a support ship. I don't want to take damage here, so I'm going to use my safety expert so that he only takes a single health damage and resolves this crisis. Okay, so the mystery bomb is solved. It's been defused. We just avoided, even if the underworld perps got away. Samuel Yamamoto's morale is high. That's good. Let's get a hero. Well, first we have to get this Tilium. I do not have a option. I don't want to use Argo in anything but situations because he has a mission for it. So I will use Rosu to get this extra hero, which will give us an extra... Oh, no, shoot. I need the Tilium first. Rosu, get me Tilium. Now, this will cause a crisis. Needed urgently in the CIC. The underworld is still tense. They're causing us issues. Lose our supplies or lock a squadron deck for 40 seconds. It's rough, but the first 40 seconds are the easiest part of a battle. So I think I'm willing to take that downside so as not to have to deal with a crisis. I need this hero. So I'm gonna, because I just need the hero actions. I need more ways to generate resources. So this guy has combat training, which is not bad. It would allow us to level him up really quickly. We could put him in the Raptor. The Raptor tends to get a decent amount of kills. All right, let's go to the bar. What do we have? We play cards with the Underworld, which would help us improve our relationship. Yeah, I'm going to try and improve our relationship with the Underworld. I'm even willing to spend supplies on this to get them up to fair, because if they just stop pulling against us, they start rowing with us, we'll be in a much better position. I would love to repair some of my ships, especially going into one of the last couple of battles. So I am tempted to improve the critical systems insulation on my fleet to get the extra repair points. So I think I will, so that we can be really healthy going into the final mission here. So I'm going to repair you and repair you. We have 19 left. I think I'm going to repair you again. We have 2 hero actions to spend. Let's get some scrap with a hero action. You could use the experience. And then we'll have another crisis. Alright, let's have a look. What is it? Handle with care, new crisis. Chief Tech is giving me a report. Gas leak, accidental, no victims. Find spare parts and wreckages. Lock another squadron deck or take extra damage. I think we can take extra damage. But locking another squadron deck would be absolutely devastating in the final couple of battles here. Now, I'm going to invest in getting some Tilium because that's what we're low on. Hopefully a situation triggers that I can make use of Argo in. The workers need supplies. I think I will give them the supplies because we need them on our side, especially the happier they are, the more they'll help us in the final battle. Let's keep getting Tilium. I'm hoping for another situation. What do we got here? Opportunity. Collective momentum. The workers are on board. Beautiful. So potential for 100 scrap here from the workers is going to be insanely good if we can pull it off. We do need to kill 15 units with Thomas Aquile. Let's run another thing here. No situation for Argo. Maybe soon. I'm going to get a piece of scrap here. Let me see. Yeah, I'll grab a single. I'll finish off that scrap harvest. All right, Dratus contact. I think we go to battle. We need Brysis to not be assigned to complete this crisis thingy. All right, let's do it. Let's go. So we can go to Eridani. It's a known safe sector. Extra nukes would be super useful. Rebel trader beacon. The shipwreck is a crisis objective. We would get nukes in a potential fleet. Drifting equipment could also be super useful. I think the drifting equipment is more useful than the extra thing. So we're going to go to Eridani. We're going to compute our jump. We've got a Phantom class frigate, a Type A Deceiver. Every 10 seconds upon battlefield arrival, 1 unit will gain the Sylon Overload Emergency Evasive Maneuver. So we need to worry about units getting too low. I think I'm going to deploy the healer later in the battle, so I'll deploy Scorpio because of its AoE damage. Right, we've got Dodgers coming. Well, the good news is AoE damage can can hurt the Dodger. Good hit, good hit. Get him. Don't let him escape. We've got infiltrators. We do need to be ready to deal with those. I don't think we can afford... Now, the good news is AoE damage should hit the infiltrator to knock it out of stealth, which it absolutely does. I need you to go get that Dodger over here. Alright, you're a little bit hurt. We're only a few seconds away from deploying a doodad. Kill that nuke for me. I need both of you on this Dodger. Well, there's 2 infiltrators on him. That's actually really worrying. Let's deploy the heavy missile launchers. I'm going to pull you back slightly because you're a little hurt. We do have a couple of elite Dodgers. Now, the elite Dodgers needs to have 2 people targeting it. I'm going to keep you moving around so you gain some damage. Let's deploy the Testudian. Immediately heal the Scorpio. Yeah, I know we got the auto pause because of the damage. That's okay. Finish him. Clone revealed. We've got a nuke coming in. You need to move forward to assist. Scorpio detonate to prevent them from doing anything sneaky. Hit that nuke. Good job on the nukes. We're on the Dodgers. And then target the Dodger. Dodgers need to be focus fired. Unfortunately. Let's try to get over here to the infiltrators. I do have a heal. I'm going to drop a heal on my sniper just to keep it healthy. Okay, infiltrators are deploying. Let's get our ships over slightly. Reposition for the attack. We have more Sylon nukes inbound. Beautiful. I'm going to drop the homing missile barrage just so we can try to clear these nerds. Scorpio, you're really fast. Get over that infiltrator. Get over to that infiltrator. You get to this one. You hit the missile. Okay, there's a lot happening here. But all I just need to make sure is the sniper is clearing the missiles. Technically, I can reposition the Scorpio by using missiles, I believe. Right? Or was that the Testudian? One of them goes faster when they're targeting missiles. Alright, missiles are down. We still have 2 more nukes en route. Now, those are dangerous because they do 500 damage each. Let's get you guys on this elite Dodger. Let's get you on this elite Dodger. Oh no, get that nuke. And get that nuke. Collaborate. I'm gonna blast you. Didn't quite get the kill. That's okay. You're quite hurt. I don't have a heal for another second or two. Finish him off. I know you're critically hurt, but I can deploy the heal. We're 10 seconds away. Group everyone up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Group everyone up. Prepare for the emergency evac. Everyone's out. Undeploy everyone except for you. You're a test pilot, and you're a test pilot. Hey. Redeploy the Scorpio and then jump. All right, jump. Yep, we're out of there, baby. It would be nice for Thomas Aquile to gain some experience. So let's do it. That battle is finished. We made it out. We're now in the final battle. Double check all systems. Okay, so this is the final battle. Thomas Aquile has leveled up. Fully healed. Every time his allied unit is destroyed. All AoE is fine. Carry on could be really useful in the final battle. Assigned squadron gains resistance and increased damage against Sylon elites. This could be really useful as well. Every time this squadron activates an ability, restoring health is also really good. I think that's so powerful. Squadron abilities gain 50% duration. That's so good too. Holy crap, this guy just like maxed out on a great ability set. Okay, the Scorpio has reached level 3. Let's have a look. 25 range is insane. 20% damage against full health enemies is pretty damn good too. AoE taunt is pretty good, especially if we were to put the healer guy in charge of you. 25 range is just ridiculous. Like for allowing us to position, in particular against the, I believe this boss actually wrecks your mobility. So having range is like having mobility. Okay, so we have no major crisis to deal with here. All right, let's reinforce our squadron. So our squadrons no longer take bonus damage. That's the factory strike dealt with. The workers are getting back to their posts. I'm going to take those 4 supplies because we can make use of them right now. That's our 20th crisis resolved. We need to resolve a wreckage with Uriel Argo. So I'll send Uriel Argo here. That should clear this crisis. We got the electromagnetic jammer. Destroy all enemy missiles on the battlefield every 45 seconds. That's so good. Okay, we can repair the squadrons. That's going to clear that crisis. The officers are looking to support the fleet, which is excellent. We get 5% damage per level of influence with the... Let's let be 15. Let's repair our damaged squadrons really quick. Solve the crisis. But the workers are petitioning that we release the name of the person behind it. They expect a suspect. I think giving the workers extra power right here could actually lead to positive benefits. It didn't come to fruition, but that's okay. Samuel Yamamoto's morale is maxed out. Workers trade offer for Tilium. Chat with maintenance specialists. I think I'm going to chat with the maintenance specialist. Maybe we could get some kind of bonus for the ship. It was repair cost, but we repair ships for free, which is annoying. Because we already have the repair ship. Like, why would they offer me that if I have a Ticonderoga? Military convoy beacon, I think this makes sense to get a bunch of extra nukes that we can make use of in the next mission. And then I'm going to grab some scrap and maybe we can do some bonuses. +3 evasion per level of influence with the underworld. That's fantastic. Let's grab this scrap really quick. Yeah, I know I'm using my last remaining Tilium. We'll get some Tilium, don't worry. Yeah, I don't think going to the shop really matters here. I'll re-roll it. Yeah, there's nothing here. Okay, so let's make sure we get some emergency Tilium reserves so that we can actually jump. And now the workers are going to contribute. +5% max hull on our squadrons. All right, this is it. This is the showdown that we lost last time we were here. We completely got obliterated. All right, Elbreth Seiss, who am I assigning you to? You know what? I'm going to put Elbrus Ice in the Viper. We may actually need it at some point in this battle. All right, let's do it. We're going to jump. So this time I am going to be deploying nukes pretty aggressively as we try to meet with the Battlestar Galactica. In the final mission, I think it's absolutely worth it to deploy nukes, like, regularly. Now, the good news is we do have 4 squadrons. My god is often compared to a river, quiet on the surface, concealing its profundity. Alright, he's talking about drowning us. Well, we're going to take him out. Multiple targets detected on the Dreadus, you've no recourse but to fight. Alright, Hyperion, capital ship, 25,000 health. Attempts to open with the Viper, but I think we open with the Scorpio. Ooh. I actually want to undeploy the high intensity beam and deploy my nuclear launcher. So what do we got? We got strikers, elite heavy raiders, and elite strikers. Get on that striker, and then get on the elite striker together. Elite mine dropper is going to be a problem for us. Strikers down. Enemy heavy raider is down. The mine dropper is going to be really annoying. Right, we've got nukes being deployed. Systems disruptors being deployed as well. Do not let these mine layers just run around. Try to clear them. Huge. That's a big victory. Doing a great job taunting with the wolf. Okay, so I think this is where we deploy a nuke. I'm going to deploy my missile swarm first. I think I'll nuke the border and the hacker here. You know what? This thing is terrifying because it gets bigger. So I'm going to nuke that. And then drop a flak on these guys. Need to zip you down slightly. You're fine where you are. Hit that protector. Elite striker. AoE damage. Do not let that nuke through. 10 seconds away from deploying our healer. The nuke went off. I need my wolf over here on this sniper. It's hitting our civilian ship. We've got some more elite mine droppers coming through, but what we really need to do is to kill you. Let's fire the immobilizer to stop the border. Kill that hacker. The border is the most important. You're stunned, I know. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm deploying the healer. Healer is deployed. Let's repair you. Come on, kill him. Right, you've taunted the border. That's great work. There's a lot of chaos unfolding on the battle. My Scorpio is in danger. Can you please get that nuke? I need my sniper to hit this nuke. The Blazing Eclipse is under attack. That's fine. Oh no. Can you hit this? Okay, we stopped the nuke from getting through. You're a little bit hurt. That's fine. Your taunt is working kind of against me here. Yeah, it's fine. We know. Things are under attack. Right, we're not letting them through. We do have a systems disruptor on the battlefield, which I need to get my sniper on pretty much immediately. We won't have a heal for a couple of seconds here. Get on that protector. Do not get hit by this. Yeah, I know you're critically damaged, but we will have a heal for you eventually. Okay, you got hit by that when I really didn't want you to. It's a bit of a problem. I'm thinking of undeploying the Scorpio in exchange for the Viper. Let's do it. Do a quick switch. Even if a bunch of raiders are coming. I don't have 2 heals. Alright, deploy the Viper. We'll have a heal in a few seconds. We definitely want to make sure we kill this elite fixer early. Let's drop flak right here to delay those raiders. Make sure that fixer goes down. Bring the Viper in. The Viper has a self-heal, which makes him very useful. We've got some nukes we need taken care of. Okay. There's some dodgers deploying to the center. Let's drop a nuke right here. And I'm going to move you out to the right side. I'm going to heal you because you're going to take out this disruptor. My sniper is in a position to get the other disruptor already. Don't go into there. Beautiful. Okay, this is concerning. We need to reposition everyone slightly. Turn off your auto aggression. You're hitting there. I'm going to fire some support missiles. Not good. Do not let that missile through. Do not let that missile through. We're moving. Enemy snipers coming into position. We're moving our fleets out. Right, enemy disruption taken out. Grab here. Big enemy fleet incoming. We have a nuke in 10 seconds. May have to use it. Do not let them damage the civilian ships. Get them off. Okay, move, 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 move. We're getting ready for a nuke. 3, 2. Here it is. Big nuke. Big defensive nuke. Target the nuke of the enemy formation. Boom. Everyone, undeploy. Retreat. Emergency evacuation. We are getting the hell out of here. We made it! Oh, yeah! Wait, what? All civilian ships, we have jumped. At your signal, rejoin the... No, abort the jump. Colonel, I've investigated the whole Gunstar and we can't jump. We can't hold it forever. What should we do? All that time, we were leaking data to the Sylons from the CIC. What? It's a virus received from the beacon where we found Adama's message. That message, so moving, so glorious. All hope is not lost. Rejoin with the Battlestar Galactica. I will join you. I will guide you to a refuge. A bit dramatic if you ask me. We couldn't get the coordinates, so we decided to follow you, all of you. Big chunk of data is being transferred to the base star. It'll lead them to the Galactica. So much for the element of surprise. My God has passed judgment on your kind long ago. Any attempt to delay would only anger me more. We'll never be able to make that jump, sir. All we can do is keep this thing from following the civilian ships. We have undetonated payloads above the Gunstar. Give the order and we'll stop them right here, right now. The whole CIC understands the situation. You'll never see the Galactica with your own eyes. You are Commander Adama's last defense. Woo! I'm getting like chills. What's our mission now? Oh shit, are we about to sacrifice ourselves for the fleet? Squadron destroyed. Shoot. Deploy the Scorpio. Do not let those missiles through. Activate your heal. Heal the wolf. Drop the missiles. I know we're under attack. I'm doing whatever I can. Testudo, get on this. My poor wolf. We can't let the border in. Do not let them through. What's our status? Not good. Not good. We do have some immobilization missiles. Drop an immobilizer over here. Oh, it got shot down by our own flak. Damn it. Hold your position. It's the only hope we have. Stop that missile. Okay. We're stable. Kill that border. Move forward. That missile needs to go down. We've got an elite hacker that needs to die too. Viper, get on the hacker. We've got a mine dropper that we need to take out as well. We're getting bounce shots. That's good. We've got a mine dropper on the right, on the left side. That's okay. Get out of enemy fire range. Do not let that homing missile through. Oh! 30 seconds. We need to nuke this or it's gonna kill us. We have no choice. You have taken way too much damage. Do not die. Stay alive. We cannot win without you. Hit the nukes, hit the nukes, hit the nukes. Do not let the nukes through. Do not get hit. Do not get hit. Come on. Oh. Alright, what do we got up over here? This is a problem. We need to deal with it. Can you deal with it? I don't think you can, but you're my only hope. I need you to drop a heal on the wolf. Stop. We have no choice but to fight. Activate your battle euphoria. Get into the fight. Attack here. Oh my god. Drop missiles. Do not be there. Move. Get out of there. We have so many borders on the way. Drop flak on the borders. We've got an enemy missile. Nuke. Don't let it through. So what is this? I sacrificed my ship. Let's do it. Oh man. That was intense. Like 4 hours for a run. I'm sure I'll get better and I'll get faster. But holy crap, we are going to absolutely YOLO into that base star. Heroic. Our civilians made it out. I'm almost tearing up, man. That feels so awesome. Damn. We won our first run, baby! Oh! Others are yet to come. Humanity might be saved. Alright, achieve victory for the first time with the Wanderers. We got so many unlocks here. Destroy a Cylon frigate for the first time. Nice. I don't even remember doing that. Destroy 500 raiders. Roll a hard 6. Beat 3 elite POI battles during a single run. I don't even know if we did that. Destroy legions. Unlock the not so heavy. Oh, that is awesome. Leave no one behind. Achieve victory without losing any civilian ships. Rejoin the Galactica for the first time. Adamus protection. Nice. Reach knowledge level 6. We got some Falcons. We got some really cool stuff unlocked. That's the second ship this morning. Are you going to stay there and do nothing? At least they're not shooting at each other. It's better that way, isn't it? We tried everything. We held assemblies. We had trials. We gave everyone a seat at the table, and everyone goes quiet as one ship disappears on the Dratus monitor. Our project would have changed everything. All is not lost. I love that there's like a whole narrative woven into this. This is sick, dude. Oh, okay. So Hera's gift. All heroes will arrive with +1 level after the 4th sector. Ooh. 75% chance to drop legendary items, traits, or abilities from any source per rank. Ooh. Dude, we got some serious... We got 4,000 more points to spend. We got 5,000 more points to spend. That's sick. So we'll be able to do another run, I think. Beat the Philosopher without wrecking any squadron or suffering any critical effect on your fleet. Beat the Philosopher without using a single nuke. This allows us to unlock new abilities. Dude, there's so much to unlock. Look at this. Achieve victory in under 90 minutes. It took me nearly 4 hours. We've also unlocked higher level of Extinction. Extinction 1. One random civilian faction starts with tenths. Gunstar and civilian ships would start with higher damage. Complete this extinction level to unlock the next. Oh man. And we can go to hard difficulty. There's a veteran difficulty, dude. I think we might... Either we're going to play the convoy on normal. To try out a different type of run. Or we're going to play the Wanderers on max difficulty. So I think we're going to be coming back here to try this out. Alright, I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!